Well, negotiations, right? Politics.
And we're out of time. So you.
Hey y'all, gravity, any day above ground, live it. Hopefully you had a fantastic rest of your evening and a fantastic start to your Saturday morning and a fantastic start to your weekend. It's about that time, family. It's about that time. What is it now? 93 days before that election? Yeah, it's about that time. We got to make sure you got all the information. God and the LGBT have entered the chat. We're going to have fun with this one. I know it's an hour early, but I got things to do. So what we're going to do is react to this Candace Owens, Don Lemon interview. And y'all know how we do it over here. We don't take no sides. We take no sides. If there's things to call out, we will call them out. If there's things that are correct, we will give the person credit. We do not, I repeat, we do not sit here on this platform and kiss somebody's butt. We don't do that. So if that's what you thought you were going to come and see, I'm sure you can go watch their interview and join with the thousands of comments that were in there, which probably by now, since it's been out for a while, nobody's going to see. So we're going to give you fair warning. This is mostly to the new people because I know y'all going to show up here because I put your girl's name in the title. And if you don't like that, go argue with your daddy that don't pick up the phone for you. But anyway, good morning to the room. Let's see who's in the building. Vincent Taylor, good morning. Shakur Benton, hello. Miss Nisi, good evening, beloved. Good morning, beloved. I'm sorry. You still got me on one from last night. And watch, her next thing is gonna be like, what did I do? I'll tell you. Anthony Ruger Phillips, hello. Jerry Bedford, hello. Brother Torian Rain, hello. And for those who haven't said anything in the live chat or the comments, hello. All right, let's get into it. We're not gonna play with this because I got things to do.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purpose, such as criticism, commenting, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, education, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern in.
Yo, 103 Queen, hello. All right, here we go. It's already bad. Why? Don Lemon is really trying. Never mind. You know what? We'll give him his credit for pushing back on Vivek's softer than Japanese cake. So I wasn't gonna go in on him with the Radio Raheem radio in the back. I wasn't gonna do that. Not gonna do that. I don't know why he has one speaker here, but that's okay. Let's begin.
say I find, and again, I'll give you a chance to explain them, that I think that are divisive and may sort of contradict what you're saying.
So, your entire perspective has been pro-BLM, and your entire perspective on your network has been essentially that it was totally fine for the officers that were bludgeoned, the officers that were killed, the officers all throughout New York City in the BLM riots. You even had, Yale graduates.
Can we keep the focus?
Please let me finish. I just allowed you to finish. I just think it's nice.
I love how we're talking about BLM. They're still talking about BLM. All right.
To allow me to finish and tell me guests on your show. Like I said, I'm just dizzy because I can't figure out whether or not you care about police officers.
Young people and old people who are trans, right? And they are not pretending.
This music
is not the way.
Well, it is pretending because you will literally never be able, if you're a little boy, to grow up and have a baby because you're not a little girl.
So what you're saying is, oh, you know what? The Holocaust was bad, but look over here. These people were worse than the Holocaust, so we should.
That's not. First off,
that's what it sounds like. I'm telling you, that's what it sounds like.
You just said you didn't watch the episode.
The music sucks. God, this music sucks. What is that? I feel like I'm back in Webster Hall in New York City in 2004. What was that? All right.
So thank you so much for joining us. And you see that person there on your screen. Actually, a lot of people have been saying that, you know what, you should get Candace Owens on. You should get Candace Owens on. So Candace, welcome to the show. I appreciate you joining us.
Anytime. Thanks for having me. I wish we had done it much sooner.
I do too, because quite frankly, listen, I know, this is going to be interesting for people. I'm not sure we're going to agree on much. Maybe we will, who knows? But I do have to say that I am happy that you are back in the game, because
Miss Nisi, you have a propensity. The reason why I said that when I introduced you was you have a propensity to go in on people before you start something. Woo, Miss Nisi didn't even sip her coffee yet. Or maybe tea, and already went in on people. Yes, I see his hairline. I saw it. I think I'm an expert on hairlines since I ain't got one. That's where the helicopter lands. That's where the helicopter lands.
After you left your former platform, I said, you know what? I don't really agree with a lot from her. Sometimes I do, actually, but I think that you're deserving of a platform. And quite frankly, I think you're a bigger star than Ben Shapiro. And I've said that publicly before. Again, doesn't mean that we agree on everything. So I'm glad that you're here. I've interviewed a lot of people. Also, Candace, I don't want this, if I can say this, to be, a moment where, people, you or anyone, we're looking for, this fiery moment that's going to go viral because people are going to click on it. I really do want to learn about you. And I want you to be able to explain some of the things that you said.
Oh God, he's kissing her ass already. Sir,
Get to work.
Let's go. Come on, show me these years of CNN journalism. Get to work. I don't want to hear this kiss assing. Let's go.
And whether you believe them, whether they were taken out of context or whatever. But can we start? Is that okay?
Yeah, I love that. I think that's really great. I just had a conversation with Russell Brand about the same thing. Like the left-right stuff is just getting really old and toxic. And I think we can all take each other out of context to make the other person look stupid. But I think people are more deserving of an actual conversation.
So I was going to start with the politics of the day, and we can always get to that because that can be kind of boring. But I mean, do you feel like after you left the other platform that you were on, do you feel different? Has your attitude or anything about life or your political beliefs, or has that changed at all?
It hasn't changed. I would probably say that I experienced more of an internal sea change at the beginning of last year, when I was still on my other platform. And I think people saw that toward the end of me being on the other platform. And there was just,
Okay. Is she confirming that she's still under a gag order? The other platform. So they really told you, don't go outside and damn, it's gotten that bad. Let's get it.
Sinful. It's the devil.
That's nasty work. That's nasty work. Oh, this is going to be good.
And the show was performing really well and really strong. And I think it was because I had kind of broken with this idea that it's always like left versus right, and in the way that just welcomed more people into the show. So I personally changed, probably starting at the beginning of last year, I would say.
There were people who were saying, because you went on to the Breakfast Club, right? Mm-hmm. And they were saying, oh my gosh, Candace Owens is Black again. She's going to come back to the Black community and she's going to be Black. And that's the way she's going to reemerge, much the same way that people said that I was going to be red pilled when I came back to, whatever, the streaming and what have you. Are you Black again? Do you feel that? What do you think about that?
Don, when were you ever streaming, sir?
People are going to be so shocked to learn this, and I guess I'll just announce it here, but I've always been black. So it's like,
Ma'am, we're not doing this again. Ma'am, we're not doing this again. Not again. We've all, ma'am, we're not doing this again. Not again. We bruh. We're not doing this again. We did this the other day. You literally said, I'm not black. I'm American. Oh, Lord. Who was here when we played the stream? During the stream, when she said it? Who was here? She literally said, I'm not black, I'm American.
a thing. Every day I've just been black my whole life. And it was interesting to see
you
people take that
haven't.
narrative, because some people were like, she was doing this because, she decided to be black because she knew she was going to get fired. I'm like, this is ridiculous. I went on the network because I got invited to go on for the first time ever. That was just my luck. And I think
that's a lie. They actually invited you multiple times and you said no because your employers did not want you going out there and possibly getting turned. Don't tell that lie.
it was in response to me having done Joe Budden's podcast, and Joe Budden said something nice about me on his podcast, and I reached out on my podcast. So that was all very natural. And when I went on The Breakfast Club, I still said what I always think. I think people may have heard it different. And again, I think that is in large part due to the fact that Americans are growing tired of the hostility left versus right. And people are starting to listen to different ideas and seeing that we probably have more in common than the mainstream media would have allowed us to believe in the past.
Okay, you say that, but there are some things that you say I find, and again, I'll give you a chance to explain them, that I think that are divisive and may sort of contradict what you're saying. But before we get there, can we talk news of the day, politics of the day, and then we'll get into that? Is that cool?
Sure.
Can we do that?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start with the breaking news. The first Democratic senator publicly questioning President Joe Biden, his election chances, after 7 House lawmakers broke party ranks and urged the 81-year-old to step aside. It's Colorado Senator Michael Bennet. He told my own network, and he said this on the record, Candace, that he expects the president to lose to Donald Trump by a landslide, and he heavily suggested that Joe Biden should end his candidacy. So then, Candace, this happened on MSNBC. Let's watch.
Does he have your support to be the head of the Democratic ticket?
As long as the president had it's up to the president to decide if he is going to run. We're all encouraging him to make that decision because time is running short. I think overwhelming support of the caucus. It's not for me to say. I'm not the head of the caucus anymore. But he's beloved. He is respected, and people want him to make that decision.
He has made the decision. He has said firmly this week he is going to run. Do you want him to run?
I want him to do whatever he decides to do, and that's the way it is. Whatever he decides, we go with.
Okay, so some people said, "Hey, wait a minute. She's not exactly saying Joe Biden." As many Democrats are saying that Joe Biden is in that. He is the candidate. We stand by our candidate, and she's not exactly emphatic about it. Do you disagree with that? What do you think?
No, she's not emphatic about that statement at all. But what I would say is that when I watch that, there's something about it that feels performative to me. And I think a lot of people feel that way, that suddenly everybody's pressed the button and it's like throw Joe Biden under the bus and pretend that we just found out at the debate that he was mentally deteriorating. I actually was covering today on my show how George Clooney, I don't know if you saw this, but he wrote an op-ed in the New York Times, essentially being very kind. I love Joe Biden, all this stuff. I saw him weeks ago at a fundraiser and he just wasn't the same and he can't go on. And he's calling for Joe Biden to step aside. And the question is, okay, you saw him at a fundraiser weeks ago. Why didn't you write this op-ed weeks ago? Why did you wait until the debate? So a lot of people are questioning whether or not there's already been a decision made and everyone already knows he's going to step aside, and they're just kind of prepping the public on that statement. And I know that's might seem cynical to you, but that's definitely what it looks like to me. I mean, we've been saying this about his mental health for years. Why are people just listening now?
There is a difference, though, Candace, between something, and that doesn't mean that someone can do the job, but hear me out here. There's a difference between something that happens to people naturally, right? We all get older. I have trouble sometimes recalling things like, I'm like, oh, what's that senator again? What's that name again? And that happens to the best of us. But there is a difference between that and someone who is, a perpetual liar, or doesn't believe in democracy, or is an election denier. Those two things are not equal. And I think that is the premise of what Democrats are operating on right now. Joe Biden may not be the man he was 5 years ago or 20 years ago or 30 years ago, but he's still better than the alternative.
Yeah, obviously I fundamentally disagree with your assessment. And I think it's very strange coming from a party where Hillary Clinton denied the election results for years. I mean, and said that her election was stolen from her. It's very weird for people to suddenly just not remember that. Sometimes it feels like the press
There
just
was no
sort of does
insurrection around that. I mean, she eventually accepted.
well, now you're accusing him of the insurrection. He has nothing to do with.
No, I said, but there was no insurrection around that. I didn't mention
you can say that or not, but you just said he's an election denier. Okay, well, that would put Hillary Clinton in the exact same camp. And so it's very weird when there seems to be this sort of like Men in Black memory wipe where people pretend that suddenly Trump was the first person who questioned election results when that's been going on for a very long time in America. And nobody cared about that.
Hear me out here. There's a difference between questioning an election, the results of an election, which happened with Al Gore and George Bush, than having almost every court in the land disagree with the assessment that the election was stolen. There's a difference between questioning an election than saying it was stolen. There's a difference between someone saying, I thought I should have won, and there were, I had all these wins that were, that were not at my back. Then someone saying, you know what, the election was stolen, and that these people are heroes who actually desecrated the Capitol and beat up police officers, and a police officer ended up dying. That's a whole different thing. Those two are not equal.
So your old network even debunks the points that you just made. Obviously, the person that died that day was Ashley Babbitt. The only person who died on that day.
My old network does not debunk that.
They absolutely. I covered it on my show. Even
no,
CNN.
I work there. They do not.
Well, I have my computer. Do you want me to bring it up live? The CNN article where they debunked that Brian, who you're talking about, the police officer, died that day. He didn't.
I didn't say he died that day. I said
okay, correct.
Died.
Let me finish this. You said he died because you're trying to make people believe that it had something to do with what happened. He died of a stroke, a completely unrelated stroke, days later. So that narrative that was quickly pushed out by CNN was then subsequently debunked. So the only person that died that day was Ashley Babbitt. And Ashley Babbitt was a Trump supporter. So only a Trump supporter died on that day. Regarding the...
We all know that. Okay.
Sinful. It's the devil.
Yes, ma'am. She was the devil. I'm just going to call it what it is. She set a bad example for young girls around the country for trespassing into a building, even if they held the doors open, and you saw somebody point a burner at you and you still went forward and you had no way of covering yourself. Yeah, she set a bad example for little girls. But come on, let's get to the real issues.
Insurrection narrative. There are questions that still have not been answered that seem implausible to me. I happened to be on that day in DC 9 months pregnant, and it's just stunning to me that that whole summer DC burned and nobody cared, and then suddenly.
Where are my DMV people at? Where are my DMV people at? Because she said it. She said DC burned all summer. DC burned. You know what? Then they did a hell of a job putting back that white on it, because I don't see no scorch marks on these buildings. I didn't smell the cinders since it burned all summer. Where my DMV people at? There's one right there. DC did not burn all summer. Thank you, Torian. Hey, Torian, she says you're lying. Just remember that, brother. She thinks you're lying. This is nasty work.
Suddenly people are talking about an insurrection and nobody is asking the common sense question of why the FBI, while they can lock up grandmas for having walked into the Capitol, some of these charges are heinous, absolutely heinous.
Ma'am, nobody told y'all to go in there. Why? Y'all are the side that preaches about law-abiding citizens, but y'all ran up in a building you weren't supposed to be in, and y'all got pissed that people got charged for it. What, man? Remember, family, I got into an argument with an idiot on X because I said that the Panthers going into the state courthouse, the state house in California with guns, and them not getting their guns. That's how you're supposed to do it. But she's advocating for people that ran up in a federal building. They shouldn't be charged. Oh, by the way, if they're grandmas, they should be raising their grandkids, not being outside for some dude that don't know their name unless his team tells them their name. You don't believe me. I figured you didn't, Candace. The man that you sitting up there caping for right now, even though you have a on-off relationship with that man, he didn't even remember Sonia Massey's name. He only remembered the detail that everybody knew, the pot of water. He couldn't even be bothered to say her name after the reporter said the name. Okay. Continue. Because we got to hear all this.
Heinous. You see these people on camera just for simply walking in at the beckoning of security guards who allowed them in, were put into prison for a very long time. So
and you listen to them. The cops, you listen to them. Never mind.
I'll ask you a question. Do you think
Nancy Pelosi's cops, you and them folk listen to Nancy Pelosi's cops? Just understand what she's saying, family. And this is why Brother Torian says what he says. Two wings of the same buzzard. This is why I say vote them all out. MAGA listened to Nancy Pelosi's cops and went into a building they shouldn't have gone into. Just understand what she's saying.
it's a legitimate stance, or that it's legitimate that the FBI can't figure out who it was that dropped off pipe bombs the night before?
I think I used
No,
to
I don't think
have
that
as a kid.
any of what you said is very relevant, because the facts
It's not relevant.
speak for
Okay.
themselves.
The
No,
pipe
I
bombs
don't
are
think
not
that it's relevant. I think talking about the FBI is really deflecting the attention from what really happened. You know, a friend of mine, Michael Fanone, was a police officer who fought that day, who had a heart attack, who had a head injury, who was beaten with flagpoles and beaten with sticks by people who were in that crowd. The officer who died of a stroke, shortly after. It's surprise. I think that it would be tough to say that the stress that he suffered from that did not have something to do with it. Ashley Babbitt broke into the Capitol. It's awful that anybody died. Police officers, you see the tape on camera telling everyone to stand down as she tried to enter. She was not complying. As people say, when police officers or officials tell you to do something, one should comply. And when she tried to break into the Capitol and defy the officers' commands, they did what they had to do, and she ended up dying. It's awful that it happened, but to say that she died, and I assume insinuate that it was because of some nefarious actions by the officers, I just think that is beyond the pale and does not actually fit a solid narrative of what actually happened.
Well, it's very dizzying. I'm actually dizzy right now because your entire perspective has been pro BLM, and
you're dizzy right now because somebody in there is cleaning. That Fabuloso from the maid it hit different when you're home. You bought her Fabuloso because you're gonna get the lemon pledge. You couldn't get that. That's why it's dizzying. Or maybe your husband and the kids didn't shower for the month yet. So I don't know, because more white people weird. Anyway, that's why you're dizzy.
entire perspective on your network has been essentially that it was totally fine for the officers that were bludgeoned, the officers that were killed, the officers all throughout New York City in the BLM riots. You even had, Yale graduates.
Can we keep the focus?
Please let me finish. I just allowed you to finish. I just think it's nice to allow me to finish since I'm a guest on your show.
But I want you to.
You had them throwing bombs, literally Molotov cocktails in the.
So we went from DC to New York. I was in New York, ma'am. New York didn't burn either. And NYPD were happy as hell to be cracking heads. By the way, a lot of them didn't do anything. Maybe you should know that. A lot of them didn't do anything. Please show us these media reports of cops getting beat up during BLM. Y'all call it riots. Show me where this happened, because I was there. How many? Because y'all said it was a riot damn near every day. That's the narrative y'all running. So that would mean that damn near every cop should have been out of work. But let's let them talk. They're gonna spin history because it's on video now.
Very same summer that you're talking about the insurrection, Molotov cocktails were thrown into police cruisers during the BLM George Floyd riots.
But we're not talking about
the same sensitivity towards police officers.
We're not talking about BLM.
But it's relevant because it was happening in the exact same city. Okay. And so suddenly, like I said, I'm just dizzy because I can't figure out whether or not you care about police officers or you don't care about them, because now you're sharing emotional stories and now you're cutting me off when I want to share one about a Molotov cocktail that was thrown into a police cruiser in New York by some college graduates in the media platform that you were on.
What the hell? Did she just? Why is she on this Amtrak? Screenshot. Why is she on this? Why is she on this He was just talking about DC. How did we get to New York? Oh, Jesus.
Cheered it on because this was about justice. But suddenly when it's patriots, you want to talk about the sad stories of the police officers. You're now saying that because you don't comply, you can get shot. That's fine.
Patriots, bro. Oh my God. Patriots. Now they're patriots. Okay, Candace, let's play that game. The Black Panthers are patriots then. Let's have fun. The Black Panthers are patriots. People that are voting for the couch, they are patriots. Those that advocate for 2A and having Dexter Taylor free, those are patriots. MAGA are not patriots. How about that? Let's play that game. We're going to redefine what a patriot is and put it correctly. Everybody that's in this room is a patriot because they're fighting for the country. The rest of y'all are fighting to see who's going to give you the biggest bag to tell the biggest lie. You're not patriots. Maybe y'all need to go sit under the tree of liberty one time. Tell me what the end result is.
If that's your perspective, that Ashley Bobbitt wasn't complying, but then we should probably revisit the George Floyd
many
riots.
Americans can be deemed as patriots in this country. Even
okay, well, I don't know why you're cutting me off. I haven't cut you off. I'm just trying to get out my point.
I'm trying to tell you because we have very limited time. And the reason I'm cutting you off is because
on.
I want you to stick to the subject because you're deflecting and you're talking about
I'm
BLM.
not deflecting. I'm not deflecting.
Please, let me make a point across. And BLM has nothing to do with the insurrection. We're talking about the events that happened in Washington. And
I just want to know what the definition of an insurrection is, because when I was living in DC and the BLM was pulling down statues, they were marching on Washington, the media was fine with it. So it's confusing because the Brett Kavanaugh hearings and the women were storming into the Capitol. They were lining in the hallways.
Now because
I'm really confused about when it's an insurrection and when it's not an insurrection, because the Brett Kavanaugh hearings definitely looks like the definition of an insurrection when they were chasing down senators in hallways trying to stop them from voting. But for some reason, the media supported that because #MeToo. But again, I'm just trying to get a consistent definition of when it's okay to storm the Capitol building and when it's not okay to storm the Capitol building because it's an insurrection.
Candace, we're not talking about BLM. And we're never
talking about anything Democrats
I want to get back
do.
On the subject because this is not helping anyone. This conversation is not helping anyone. So let's get back on the subject. BLM and what happened has nothing to do, and we can litigate that and we can talk about that. This is not a conversation about BLM. This is a conversation about what happened on January 26th, and this is it's not about Brett Kavanaugh. Okay.
Well, they stopped to vote, so I just think that might be right.
This woman just said she used to live in DC. When was this? Because when did she used to live in DC? Hey, Torian, listen. This dough dancer used to live in your city. Lord, when was this? When did you live in DC during 2020, ma'am? When was this? Oh, you don't live in DC. My bad. Candace, you just said you lived in DC during this. Last I checked, though, didn't you say you married your man and y'all were living in New York? And you didn't move to Tennessee until early 2021? Huh?
Sinful. It's the devil.
You got a chick promoting Roman Catholicism lying. All right. Because I don't know somebody that's going to go from New York City to go live in DC temporarily to go move to Tennessee. What? But y'all let them lie. But go ahead.
Relevant to your insurrection.
Okay. So do you believe the election was stolen? Because on July 21, you tweeted, this is July of 2021, you tweeted, quote, it has now been proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris cheated in the 2020 election. Do you still believe the election was stolen? Because even Trump's own Justice Department, the Supreme Court, courts all over the land said that there was actually no evidence to substantiate a stolen election in 2020. It was
yes, I believe the election was stolen in 2020.
You do believe that?
Good God.
Okay.
Okay. MAGA, let me help y'all real quick. Okay, let's just say for contextual purposes, this happened, right? Okay, they took it away from that man. So what? So what? Maybe y'all got the plutonium and the collider and the setup and you got the ERC pad and you can go back in time. What are you going to do with that information? You're going to mess up the timeline. Okay, got taken away from him. Wouldn't it make more sense if y'all saying he got taken away to bolster your claim and landslide your opponent instead of out here worrying about what a 20-year-old white kid thinks? This is why y'all are going to lose in November if you don't get it together. Y'all are still fixated on something happened 4 years ago. Who cares? Go outside and get active. Go knock on doors. Oh my God.
Why do you believe that?
Because it's pretty obvious that COVID was used as a mechanism to fundamentally change the way that people vote. They were passing through absurd legislation, essentially saying that every single person would get a mail-in ballot, even if they hadn't requested one. And then there was actually footage of people dropping off multiple mail-in ballots when the counting stopped in the middle of the night. So yes, I believe that our election was stolen. We don't have to wax poetic about it. We're not going to agree on this issue. You're going to get
I agree.
the talking.
Donald Trump handed his own loss to the Democrats because he didn't go outside and talk about policy. I understand the coffee venereal disease was going on. He could have still went out there and talked policy. Just like he waited 6 weeks before the election to unveil the platinum plan. He could have unveiled that the day after Katrina Pearson and Ice Cube finished talking. I understand they suppressed the laptop. You still could have went out there. This boisterous idiot that y'all want back in the White House, he loved talking about everybody and their problems. But he can talk about that. He couldn't bring that up. He couldn't bring that up consistently. You had Giuliani there. He claimed he had the hard drive. Why didn't you just put the stuff out yourself? And whatever charges they would have done, let it come when it may. But nah, he didn't do that. He didn't go talk to black folks. He could have done that. That's very easy. You could have done it on Zoom. Your man thought he was gonna coast because the last three presidents got 8 years. He thought he was gonna coast, and it's funny as hell that it bookended with 2 Republicans that lost their reelection bids. It's just funny how that worked out.
Points that
I'm not going to get talking points. That's what I wanted to. I just want to get.
Yes, I still believe that.
Okay, great. Thank you for answering that. And that is where I want to keep this on the subject and not deflect to something else. And so, I don't work for CNN anymore. So, I don't associate me with that because I don't work for CNN anymore. One of the reasons that I brought up that tweet to discuss, 2020 election and beyond is because do you think it's fair to say, I think that you've had a political evolution over the last couple of years. Do you think it's fair to say, I think that you've become much more conservative in your thinking and in your stance and things that you say. Do you think it's fair to say that you've become more outspoken and more conservative on issues over the last couple of years?
I think I've thought more and about what it actually means to be a conservative. And I would say that I've probably become infinitely more committed to my Christian faith. And so that might read as more conservative over the years. I think that's fair.
You've been more committed to your Christian faith. How does that play into your thoughts about politics?
When we think about conservatism, we think about tradition, it's traditionalism. And when I'm thinking about which traditions I want to uphold, it's the Catholic faith, it's Christianity. And I think I've now been in politics for 8, 9 years. When I started, I was young, I was single, I, was running around wearing a MAGA hat. And now
And you were doxing people before that. So don't tell that lie. But Catholicism, Catholicism. So let's understand this, family. She's about to go fight with Christians. We're here for it. Go ahead. Please go ahead. Because when she really starts doing that studying of Catholicism, she's gonna realize she's gonna have to fight Christians. Your Baptists, your Methodists, your 7 days. She's gonna have to fight everybody. She don't want that smoke.
a married mother of 3, and a lot of the conversations that we are having are heavier. We're talking about the future of this country that my children are going to have to live in.
You're a traditionalist, but you're acting like a feminist. This is nasty work. Woo! We might as well go there, family, because we said a lot, but I think we might as well just go there.
This is way over the edge. Like we it's not even over the edge. We died already.
This is beyond the event horizon. Like we about to hit the vortex.
Yeah, we about to hit the vortex.
Yeah.
Wallow J, good morning. She's not a Christian, she's a Catholic, and I'm telling you, the Catholic Christian war is about to be revisited. She's not ready for this smoke. Yo 1 and 3 Queen, and don't start. Don't you start. Don't you start. It's too early to go down that road. Back to this. This is gold.
When we talk about any of these ideologies, we're talking about what they're learning in school today versus what you and I were learning when we were in school. And that has been a radical transformation. So it means more to me. And I think a lot of people, when I was pregnant with my first child, said, motherhood will change you, like it will soften you. And I actually found that politically, motherhood actually hardened me.
How so?
God. Political martyrs are so funny. Go ahead, keep going.
Because I realized that these conversations matter. These are not just talking points. This is not somebody talking in a news hit. This is going to have real world implications for my children.
Listen,
right? And giving you one example of that would be the dawn of the trans indoctrination that
here we go
through in school. That to me is a very severe thing. I think it's demonic, quite literally demonic, as in worshiping Baphomet. It goes back a long time.
Ma'am, you lived in New York City around trans people all the time. You didn't even notice. You didn't even care. How many, Candace Owens, let's ask the question. Since you went to FIT for college, how many times did you go to Greenwich Village? Let's rapid taste. How many times did you walk down McDougal Street and pass how many transsexuals and didn't even know it? Transgender, I'm sorry. Them too. How many of them did you pass and didn't even realize it? Hell, you could have had friends at FIT that were, and they didn't tell you. It's funny when they start getting indoctrinated and all of a sudden they tell you your whole life was a lie. Notice what I said, indoctrinated. I didn't say learned. I said indoctrinated. It's a difference. But go ahead.
And I'm going to use my platform.
You said worshiping what? I couldn't hear you. Sorry.
Baphomet.
Okay, got it.
Here we go.
I don't know about, I'm not sure I would call it an indoctrination. I do believe that it's legitimate to say that you have questions about it because it's a lot to take in. I wouldn't necessarily call it an indoctrination. And when I grew up, there were definitely trans people. And maybe there wasn't an awareness of it in the world or the country at large. But I remember trans people growing up. I remember people who were cross-dressers growing up. My girlfriend's brother was...
Don, cross-dressing and being trans is not the same thing. And you're in that community. You should know better. That's not the same thing. Oh, here we go. Now they're going to conflate. Okay.
A transvestite growing up. So there were definitely people who were out there who were part of the trans community. And I remember the threats that Chris got from my girlfriend's brother. I remember people on the street throwing things at him and threatening him. So I'm not sure it's an indoctrination. I think it's just maybe an awareness of things that happen in society. And that doesn't mean that the pendulum doesn't swing too far sometimes, but I'm not sure I would call it an indoctrination. That's all I have to say about that.
Well, when I was in school, I learned that it was a mental disorder. I know that's changed, but it was in the DSM-5 as a mental disorder. And I accept that there are mental disorders, and people that are suffering from mental disorders should never be treated by people harassing them or people yelling at them or calling them names. So I'm sorry that someone that you knew went through that. But when people
wait till they put conservative in there. Wait, just wait. Or somebody that followed around Donald Trump. Just wait. Then y'all gonna be upset.
People had mental disorders. It wasn't. At least it wasn't commonplace to try to teach them about and normalize the mental disorders in classrooms, because children are experimenting with ideas and children always want to be different. Yeah. And if you say to kids, obviously propaganda works. If you tell kids smoke cigarettes, they all start smoking cigarettes. We learned this. And then in my generation, we stomped out smoking cigarettes because of the reverse course on that and saying no, actually cancer kills. They taught us in the classroom that cancer kills. And now the majority of people who were smoking like crazy in the 80s are not smoking anymore. So we know that psychological conditioning works, and that the majority of these 12-year-olds, 11-year-olds, 10-year-olds are not non.
Psychological conditioning. Oh, great. Here we got one. Chaotic truth. Good. While this is playing, sell us Trump. Don't use Biden, command me, or what he did in his previous administration. Sell us Trump. Go ahead. Have fun. This I gotta hear.
Binary, they're just learning that as a way to be different, they can experiment with these things. And unfortunately, these
Don't
have very
block 'em. I
evil
wanna hear all this.
results because kids are being put on drugs that are quite literally used on pedophiles.
Well,
in prison.
that's not necessarily so. But listen, let me
Don't
just say
block
that
'em.
about
Is a
these-
drug,
I
is a
think that
drug
there are a
that
lot
is
of
used on
things.
pedophiles in
There's a
prison.
lot.
That's engaging the children.
Easy.
There's a lot to
You gotta say PDF files on YouTube, madam. PDF files.
respond to that as far as the indoctrination. If it was an indoctrination, then I went to a Catholic school, so then I would be, a straight male married to a woman who attends church every single day. If there was any sort of indoctrination that was happening, so
No, you don't have to do that. You could be single and go to church. There's plenty of black women that do that. I'm not knocking y'all. I'm just saying, especially black church. There's a lot of single mothers in black church. I ain't knocking black women. I know how y'all are. I don't want to get beat up. I'm just saying, Don, you don't have to be married to be in church. Just saying.
apparently the
Jesus.
indoctrination at the Catholic school did not work on me because I ended up being the exact opposite of what they wanted. The other thing is that the whole idea that they're giving young children drugs at an age, and that the children are getting to decide at an age that they need these medical drugs for transitioning, that is absolutely not true.
What do you mean that's not true?
It's
You
not
can
true.
get
And also,
you can get puberty blockers as a child. I had a whole person on my show
but
who
that's
spoke
also
to
with
that
consent
transition.
of the family. And the family, you can get puberty blockers as a child, but the
Yes.
parents have to decide that. That's not
Yes, so
some
they can get
child
puberty blockers.
who's decided. The parent and the child gets to decide that. So
Okay, but that they should puberty
that's a
blockers
whole other thing. And then
fundamentally
you're
alter
saying
them
it's a
for
mental
life.
disorder. You understand that
So let the parent decide that. That's the problem which y'all not getting. I get that y'all don't want. I understand why y'all mad at California. I get that. But if the parent want to do that, that's on them. You have to teach your kids that that's wrong. But again, y'all followed that school system too much. Y'all let the schools raise these kids. That's why they get to school and then they come home confused because y'all don't instill nothing in them. I get it. It's okay, out of truth. You say you want to come sell me Trump. Come sell me Trump. The link is right there. Come sell me Trump. This I got to hear.
has not been, it's been deemed not to be a mental disorder. And then you're saying that that you're in your rhetoric, you're saying that it's a mental disorder.
It is a mental
It's not
disorder.
a
That's what I
mental
learned in
disorder.
school.
It's not
It
a
is a
mental
mental
disorder.
disorder.
Okay,
If you
so
think that you're a boy and you're actually a girl, you are suffering from a mental disorder, obviously, because you can't actually change your sex, obviously.
I know
You can
plenty
get-
of children
you can get-
now. I know
You
plenty
can
of
play
young-
dress up, but you can't
I know
change your
plenty
sex.
of young people and old people who are trans, right? And they are not pretending. And it is not a mental disorder.
Well, it is
They
pretending.
know-
You will literally never be able,
they
if you are a
know-
little boy, to grow up and have a
and
baby
their
because you're
parents
not a
know.
little, you're not
And
a little
I would
girl.
hope that
Who cares? If that's how they want to live, let them live like that. Who cares? What does that got to do with you? Protect your children. If it's that much of a concern, protect your children. Don't take them to the trans area of Nashville. I'm sorry, the LGBTQ sector of Nashville. Then you ain't got to worry about that. I don't even know what the name of that town is. I'm finna look it up. Let's see. Where is that? Gay Nashville. They have a whole guide. So have fun. Figure that out. Yes, sir.
What's going on, man? How you doing, man? Happy Saturday to you, bro.
Yes, sir. Any day above ground living. So you're going to sell us Trump. Okay, you have 60 seconds.
Oh, no, sir. I don't need 60 seconds. I don't even have to sell you Trump. You could vote for whoever you want to vote for. I'm voting for Trump. I voted for him in 2020 and voted for him in 2016. I don't have to sell you Trump. I'm just up here just to speak to another kindred spirit, sir.
What makes us kindred spirits, sir?
Are you an intellect?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean.
Well, I meant to say kindred intellect. Excuse me. My apologies. I meant to say kindred intellect. Excuse me. Yeah. Wow. What's going on, man?
Just living life.
Okay. So I see you are playing the interview that I analyzed a few weeks ago. Candace mopping the floor with this do funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Are you a do funny?
I don't know what that is.
Well, what is Don Lemon?
He's a gay man.
Well, I don't want to say that on YouTube anymore, so I say do funny for these people.
Why y'all scared of saying gay man?
Well, YouTube is really, honing in on those words now if you use them in a certain way. So we got to circumvent by coming up with terms. So I just say do funny now for liberals, particularly the rainbow community. But if you are a liberal, I still will call you a do funny. So I was asking you, were you a liberal essentially? But I just say do funny.
Mm.
So are you a do funny?
Okay. Well, we're neither. We're neither over here.
Oh, okay. So you're like a centrist.
No, I just look at the issues and I decide which one is
Okay.
best for me.
Are you down with Project 2025 or Project or Agenda 47?
I could carry the less.
Okay. Are you in support of open borders, or are you in support of closing the border and sending those?
I like to see the border closed for 10 years, clean up everything, and then we open it back up again.
There we go. Okay. Now we can meet now we're meeting each other halfway, man.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel as though maybe we need more white foreigners to come to this country, particularly from the Western Hemisphere? I mean, particularly from Western Europe.
I think we're good what we got here.
Okay. So, so this is a political channel? Political?
Politics and social commentary, wrestling and anime mixed in.
Okay. I'm not really down with anime. I don't really know too much about that, but do you ever talk about sci-fi?
Yes.
What is your favorite Star Trek iteration?
Star Trek, none of them. I don't watch that either.
Oh, you don't? Okay. So you're really young then. You must be in your early 20s or something if you don't watch.
Yeah, we'll go with that. That's how I identify.
Okay. Yeah, I never really got into anime. The only anime I ever watched was Akira. I don't know if you ever heard of it. Akira was a really
one of the greatest animes ever made.
Yeah. That's the only one. I don't know. I couldn't really get into anime for some reason. I don't know. I don't know. I couldn't really get into cartoons either. So, but I was always into sci-fi. But yeah, man. So you're analyzing this video. I think this is the video, unless she's done a second one, but I believe this is the one where she said that his lifestyle was a sin. And I truly believe that it is. I am a institutional Christian, to a degree. And I do believe that, again, you can, I'm more or less, what is the word, the political word? Oh my guys, it escapes me right now. Pretty much like live and let live. Jesus Christ, I can't think of the word right now. But, as long as these people or these do funnies are not encroaching in on my lifestyle, hey, you can do what you want to do. But if you were to ask me my opinion, like he did with Candace, I'm just going to tell you what I feel. I think your lifestyle is an abomination. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody's entitled to their own opinion.
Absolutely. Yeah.
He doesn't move me any one way or another except for content.
Mm-hmm. You ever do you ever cam up and do monologues or live streams?
I have been on camera a few times. Matter of fact, I was on camera the other night.
Okay. Yeah, man. But in terms of me trying to sell you Trump, I don't have to sell greatness. That's like asking me to sell water. You have to have.
Why I said before you come up here, do not sell me Biden. Command me. Do not tell me about Biden.
Yeah.
What he did. Sell me why.
I didn't hear you say that, but
right. I'm going to tell you this right now. If you're going to tell me about his greatness, tell me what he's going to do the next 4 years.
You want me to tell you what he's going to do the next 4 years?
Yes, sir.
Well, he's going to do what he did the last time he was president. The last time he was president, he did the Lord's work by upholding the Constitution. We were not invaded by a foreigner. We would. Oh, whoa! Now you were asking me a question. Now whether I'm wrong or right.
I didn't interrupt you, sir. I just said.
Okay. Well, well, the president is to protect the country. Last time I checked, China, North Korea, or no other foreign entity invaded our homeland. So that's a check one for him. When he was president, if you were to ask me personally, I did great under his economy. I don't recall it being there any inflation or high inflation under his economy. So, and you got to remember too, even under his presidency, we were at the what is it called? Recruitment levels for the military. But ever since Biden has taken over, the recruitment levels have gone down. You can look that up, but yeah, he's going to continue to do what he did the last time. He's a nationalist. That's one thing I can say about Trump that I love. Now, I know you were probably more or less asking me for policy, but policy.
No, I just whatever you've determined that he got your vote this time around. I just want to hear that.
Okay, well,
me in my 20s, I don't know. I'm not sure.
Oh, well, I'm not sure either. I'm not. Listen, I'm just an ape living on a floating rocket infinity, and I don't know anything. However, what I do know about Trump is Trump instilled a level of nationalism that, in my opinion, was unprecedented. He galvanized the public to think more nationally, which I haven't seen in a long time. Why do we always have to have open arms for everybody else and respect other people's flags? Why not just respect our own flag, our own military, our own institutions, our own systems here? And I could tell you this too, sir. One thing about Trump that I love is he's an alpha male. He's tall. He commands respect just by his presence, and he's a capitalist. And this country is nothing but, truth be told, is really not. I mean, we say it's a republic, but it's really a capitalist nation state. And I really believe capitalism is the reason that the African, the European, and most people on the planet have been raised out of poverty. If you really sit back and think about it. I mean, think about a country where you can literally 1 minute be on the street, and then the next minute you can be living better than 99% of the human population. An incredible country of incredible opportunities, man. And Trump represents that. He represents dogged determination and rugged individualism. And that's one of the reasons why I voted for Trump. And I can tell you this, if you are really in your 20s, which I'm going to believe, you do not know the magnitude of how really famous Trump was. Trump was always famous. I remember as a kid growing up in the beautiful 90s, Trump was everywhere. Everybody loved Trump. I used to see him at Knicks games. Oh, really? Okay. Look at you, man. Yeah, man.
I think I saw him in the first one in '93.
Okay, I thought you were in your 20s, but okay.
I said I identify as someone in my 20s.
Okay, so you're clearly over. Okay, I got you, bro. But other than that, man, go ahead, sir.
Yeah. Okay, so one question, and then I got to get back to this.
Yeah.
Great. So we talking about nationalism and all that. So tell me why he's in Israel's pocket right now. If he's about this nation,
he's in Israel's pocket.
Yes, sir.
Well, the last time I checked that he, when you mean he's in Israel's pocket, how is he in Israel's pocket when the American government bankrolls Israel? If that makes any sense to you? How is he in their pocket?
When did you hear him ever cape for Israel the way he's been caping the last 2 months?
Well, I really believe that this is all a political ploy to show you his diplomacy. I mean, he met with Bibi, and I think that it does him it's a resume builder if a ceasefire occurs under his election run. I mean, forget the fact that he may even be president, but the fact that I was able to, negotiate this ceasefire, that does well for the polls, and I could tell you this also, what Biden did the other day, like just magically, we were able to get these 3 Americans out. I mean, his administration is such a, scumbag administration that they had these beautiful white men who didn't deserve to be over in Russia in that prison that long, but to make himself look better, somehow he finagled some deal to get them out, trading over terrorists essentially, when he could have done that years ago. So Trump has always been a champion of negotiation. So whatever he's doing with Israel, which is very complex, I'm not an expert in geopolitics. What I can say is it's definitely a political ploy to make himself look good during his election run. But Trump has always been a good negotiator, even when in office. So it's not on the same level as Biden in what he's doing.
Okay, last question. How's he going to negotiate us past BRICS?
BRICS is bullshit. First of all, you and I both know you appear to be a very intelligent man. BRICS is really China. Let's just be completely honest, man. At the end of the day, Brazil, what is it, Russia, India. I mean, if you really, nobody, first of all, these countries aren't even connected, right? Last time I checked, aren't we still on the petrodollar?
Nope.
Oh, we're not? What are we on?
No, for us, yes, but the rest of them, no.
So
Saudi Arabia ditched it a month ago. So
let me get this straight, right? You believe that BRICS will dominate the dollar in how long?
It's starting to do it probably after this election. I give it about 9 months.
Okay, so you're go ahead. You get the floor. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah. So how is Donald Trump, since he's barely talked about it, how is he going to stop that outside of crypto? Which unless that sounds to me like government crypto, I don't think the crypto boys would like the fact that the government is controlling how much they buy or who they're buying it from.
Let me see real quick.
I mean, I have it on the screen. They
no. You're good.
Saudi Arabia joined this year, and they control a lot of the oil.
Well, I mean, to be honest with you,
BRICS is also negotiating a deal with Guyana, who just found trillions.
Well, to be honest with you,
under their land, and they're developing right now.
Well, to be brutally honest with you, you and I both know. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything anymore. Our dollar is protected by our military. You and I both know that. And you mentioned Saudi Arabia and its oil, but if you look up the top 5 oil companies on the planet, or oil, the West dominates.
Correct.
The oil.
Here's the problem with that assessment. Saudi Arabia embarrassed Biden before the midterms. That they can do that anytime they want. And they just bought coastal rights in Egypt. So that's a big trade avenue that they have now. So I need you to tell me, since Trump is this nationalist, and you said these countries are not connected, why are we going so hard for Israel when we should be focused on him first day, making sure this economy starts rolling again?
Well, let's just be completely honest here, man. China is a shithole, right? If it were not for offshoring to China in terms of our manufacturing, our companies, they would go right back to the rice paddies where they belong. Let's just be completely honest. So the reason why there is a BRICS is because of the fact that America is actually coupled with China. All we would have to do to dismantle BRICS is start decoupling from China. You know that. Same thing with India, to be honest with you. You know these things.
And China, all they have to do is call in their loans, and we're in trouble.
So you're talking about the treasury bonds, right?
We could talk about that, but we can also talk about the fact that we have multiple nations sending their applications every year to join them.
Yeah, but I mean, let's be honest.
I mean, Italy just had a conversation with China, and they're part.
Why would Italy have a conversation with China when they're European?
Italy might know that even though they're a conservative country, that Trump might not win this, and they've got to protect themselves. Malaysia just started talking to them, and that's a gateway country to the Far East.
That's another country that if we decoupled from, they would go right back to the Stone Age. So it's not really, yeah. So it's
not pick them back up.
Okay, well, here goes the thing, bro. China's been exposed as a paper tiger. You know that. They've been exposed.
Tiger is scaring it, and paper tiger is giving everyone paper cuts right now.
They're not giving the U.S. paper cuts.
We'll see after this election, sir.
Okay, listen, I'm not disagreeing with you, man. You could be completely right, but we've had this fear mongering going on. We had it back in, now that I know you're an older guy, we had this fear mongering going on with Japan back in the 80s. And what did Ronald Reagan do? He put all types of tariffs on Japan.
And gave Japanese Americans reparations.
Well, I don't know about that, but the fact of the matter is that
Civil Rights Act of 1989.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm gonna take your word for it. But one thing I can say about America is Americans know how to rally, and I'm talking about the powerful elite. And all it would take is someone to cripple BRICS by some sort of geopolitical move. Again, decoupling is a move. All we would have to do is decouple, and again, China right back to the rice paddies where they belong. What is it? Brazil? Come on, man. What are we talking about here? Third world country. How strong is their currency? Russia. What does Russia? Okay, so Russia. I'll admit, Russia creates their own, aircraft, their weapons, etc. But other than that, what really does Russia do? It seems to me
destroy the infrastructure bill.
Russia could barely take over the Ukraine right now.
And if they do, there goes your EV initiative that Biden wanted to pull.
We don't need an EV initiative. We need to go. We need to
bill. He needs the cobalt and the lithium, and Ukraine's area has the second biggest mother load in the world, next to Africa.
Again, you guys really believe in this Green New Deal, et cetera, et cetera. But we're going to remain.
Who told you?
You were talking about. Well, I didn't. Okay. I made a mistake. I didn't mean to say that about you. Sorry. I apologize. I apologize.
Bringing up facts.
I apologize.
This is stuff. No, that's fine. This is just stuff we looked up. When that infrastructure bill came out, I looked that stuff up. He had an EV deal in there. I said, okay, let me see where this cobalt is. And it just happened to be the second largest concentration of cobalt needed to make these EV batteries happens to be in the area that Ukraine and Russia are fighting in. So I just have questions.
I just don't understand your I mean, again, you could be right, but I don't understand how somebody can't see the writing on the wall. Again, Brazil is a third world country. Russia, at any time, their currency can inflate or deflate, et cetera, depending on military action. India, I don't really know too much about India other than it's a third world crap hole. I know it's one of the largest, if not the largest democracy on the planet. China is another. These countries are too unstable for me. For me to even give a shit about BRICS.
Do you believe the United States is unstable?
No, I do not. I believe the United States is not just stable, but the United States is the anchor for the planet.
Cool. How many third world countries you think are in NATO?
Well, you got Portugal. Portugal's a third world crap hole. You have, truth be told,
would we like to count Greece?
I wouldn't count Greece as a third world country. I don't know what do you classify Greece as? I mean, it's still a Western country, so I don't know. What do you?
It's borderline third world. I don't know if they paid off all their loans yet.
What about Turkey? You think
Turkey's got a lot of influence right now, especially with this BRICS and NATO situation. They got a lot of influence. They've been telling the US where to stick it.
Albania. I forgot Albania is a NATO country. So yeah, there's a few third world crap holes.
So how can we say BRICS is letting in third world countries, but then we overlook the fact that NATO has third world countries?
Well, because NATO again,
like Bosnia.
Well, NATO again is a proxy. I mean, NATO is nothing but America. Let's just be completely honest. I mean, we bankroll 75% of NATO. I mean, that's exactly why Trump said we should get out of NATO. Because we're the ones we are NATO's pimp. We are the pimp.
Correct.
So it doesn't really matter who is in NATO. NATO is America. Let's just be honest. I mean, the UK, they can't even solve their immigrant problem. The problem that they're having with their immigrant invasion. So these people, I don't know, man. I think you have very interesting points of views. I'm not gonna lie to you, very challenging points of views, to be honest with you. Makes me think, to be honest.
All I'm saying is we got to be careful about how we go down these roads, because these politicians ain't doing nothing for us. This country ain't doing nothing for us. We got to do it for ourselves. This is why I tell the family here, focus on local and state. Don't worry about POTUS. Let everybody else focus on POTUS. Cover your own ass. And they have agreed with me, and this is the path we're going on. That's why we say we're voting the couch. Y'all can figure out Trump. You can figure out Harris, Chase, Oliver, Cornel West, everybody else. Y'all have fun killing yourselves over that.
Before I leave, I don't want to take over your live stream, but I have a question for you. Do you date white women, sir?
No, sir. I'm actually married with a black woman and a black daughter.
Okay.
Well, Caribbean, because I don't want Black Americans to get mad at me.
Okay. Why would Black Americans get mad at you if you don't mind?
Well, they're delineating that. I like that they're delineating, so everybody knows who everybody is, so they know how to deal with them. So I don't want to confuse anybody who might stumble in here. That's new. So yes, I'm from a Caribbean background. My wife has Caribbean and Black American background, so my daughter is mixed with all that, and she's doing quite well actually. So so that's all good. So no white women for me. So.
No white. Okay. K Gravity was it was a pleasure to come on and talk to you. Definitely are very, very intelligent, far more intelligent than I am. If you got an IQ test, I can only assume it's like 140. And these questions are very good questions, to be honest with you. I'm gonna have to do my research a little bit more, to answer instead of saying broad sweeping statements. And thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome.
Have a good one.
You too. All right. There's that. We shall continue. We shall continue.
Your child would not grow up, or your children would not grow up, and then thinking that they're trans, and then their parents telling them the exact opposite.
I would tell them that they have a mental disorder, and we're going to get them help.
I want to play this because
that's not for you to tell them.
To continue this conversation. When I say that, I think that your views have changed over time. This is a clip from one of your shows. It was just last week. As we continue this conversation, it's about flat Earth and round Earth and conspiracies. Let's play.
I don't care about that. I really don't care about flat Earth, round Earth. Come on, let's get to the show. Get to where she pissed you off by saying the F word. Where is it? Y'all want to hear about the coffee venereal disease?
Bodily autonomy in order to maintain their jobs.
But see, I think that's false, Candace.
It is.
No, because there was no mandate. You did not have to order people. If you did not want to take the vaccine, you did not have to take it.
That's a lie, sir. That's a lie, Don, because that's why y'all had less NYPD cops on the street, and you lived in New York when that happened. Don't tell that lie. They fired cops and firefighters and EMS workers for not getting it. They fired bus drivers. They fired city workers for not doing it. Don't tell that lie. Down there in Houston, they fired how many doctors and nurses for not taking it, sir? Don't tell that lie. I hate when y'all lie like that because y'all were on them networks that were reporting it. Don't tell that lie because y'all reported it because it was Trump. If it was Biden, y'all would have let that slide out. And you would have said the people saying that stuff online were lying. Don't do that, Don. You have a chance to dunk on a doservative and you're sitting there and you're letting her breathe. I don't like it. Never mind. I'm going to get riled up. I'm going to say something wrong.
Sinful. It's the devil.
If you
did not take,
you don't want to take a vaccine,
and many people lost their jobs. OSHA tried to mandate it, and then they had to fight that all the way up.
That is a mandate. If OSHA tried to mandate it, what is he? Oh God, OSHA tried to change it. The CDC tried to change it, sir.
Voluntarily not do it.
It's a threat. We're not mandating it, but just so you know, you're going to lose your entire life and not be able to feed your family.
You lose your entire life.
I mean,
sir. Nurses lost their licenses for not taking it. What are you talking about? See. Now you understand why I say we don't care for either side on stuff like this. This ain't the channel for you. We call everybody out.
If
I did not take a vaccine, ridiculous. I would not be allowed to go to school.
Okay.
So because why? I was putting other people's lives in danger.
Bullshit. We all went there with chicken pox and we didn't put nobody's life in danger. Don't tell that lie. That was a psyop to trick all of y'all. Everybody. I don't care if you're liberal, Democrat, conservative, or Republican. That was out there to trick you. Because Don, you didn't want them to void your contract. Candace, you wanted to be the one. You wanted to be the one that was the contrarian. How many times did you go to London? See, this is why I think she took it, family, but she ain't never gonna reveal it. Because she went to London during them lockdowns when they started lifting stuff. She ran to London. And you couldn't enter London if you didn't have it. I think she took it. Or her husband took it. But let me be quiet. I don't want to speculate.
So
this is going to shock you, Don. My kids are not vaxxed.
You can decide to do a whole lot of things,
Yeah, and that's wrong.
But
by
that's
the way.
not a mandate.
That's wrong.
That's
That's why
wrong
I
for
moved to
you.
a state where there's medical freedom. And guess what? You can compare statistics in the states where they have the most unvaccinated children with states like California where they couldn't be more vaxxed. And so your entire philosophy that somehow the unvaxxed kids are harming the kids that are vaccinated is nonsensical, by the way.
Unvaxxed
How can you
people
say,
in
in order for
general
my vaccine to work,
died.
you have to get a vaccine? What kind of science is that?
Places
If your
where
vaccine is
people were
working, then you don't have to
unvaccinated.
worry about unvaxxed kids. You know, people are waking
Places
up to
where
this.
people were vaccinated had higher rates of death from COVID than other places.
That is simply untrue. That is simply made up statistics to
not made
justify
up.
the
It's
fact that they
absolutely
harmed a
true.
lot of people with not false science or evolving science, lies. They
Yeah.
straight up told people that if they got the vaccine, they were not going to get or transmit COVID. They lied, okay? They knew it was a lie because it required censorship to maintain the lie.
Candace,
They were
I
censoring
visited
independent voices who were
hospital
saying,
wards with people filled with people who did not take the vaccine and on their deathbeds. You know what they said to me? I wish that I had not listened to the people, to the QAnon and to the non.
Don, oh God, Jesus Christ. Don. The only good thing I'll say that happened in 2020, it made people more cognizant of their health. That's the only thing I'm going to give that whole situation. Don, the people that didn't take it had underlying conditions that exacerbated it. That happens with any disease. You could die from whooping cough. You can die from the regular flu. You could die from bronchitis if you have lung problems. It's very rare you catch a regular flu and you're the healthiest you can be and you just die from it. It's usually something that wasn't detected. So that I will at least say was one positive outcome. Because especially we all saw it. People were passing out homemade recipes. People were saying, listen, just do what you can to stay alive, and then you'll have the immunity. But then again, this is them on film lying to change the narrative for the next generations.
Vaxxers and to those people, I wish I hadn't done it because maybe I wouldn't be in this hospital dying.
oh, that's so shocking that you were able to talk to people on their deathbeds because people were not even able to see their loved ones. The hospitals were so locked down. So how were you able to speak to so many people on their deathbeds in hospitals in New York City?
No, this was not.
How did you let her dunk on you like this, sir? This is what I'm talking about. Stop giving these coons openings.
Not in New York City, as a matter of fact, and it was
Where were you?
after the lockdown. It was at the hospital where I grew up in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And
yeah,
if
it's quite
you can
shocking
go
because
back
they were
and look
not
at,
allowing in hospitals for people to even see their.
Well, Candace, you don't know what Louisiana's you don't know offhand what their policies were at that time. Plus, he was working for CNN, so he probably got a special clearance. And he probably took the Belle Biv DeVoe, so they let him in. A lot of those families couldn't see their loved ones because they didn't want to take it. And that was a requirement to go see your loved ones and to protect the hospital. But again, every state had a different rule. So we can't do that.
Their loved ones, but you were able to talk to people on their dying bed.
Forget that there were.
That was their death wish, to talk to Don Lemon about the vaccine. It seems like one of those
Candace,
stories when they
you're
say,
trying to explain to me where I
it
was
just
and
seems
what
like one of those
happened,
fairy
and
tale
you're not-
stories where they say,
don't try
like,
to
on their
explain to me,
deathbed.
Damn, he's playing the video. She's not even watching it. Let's get it.
She said,
was
I just don't
after-
really buy that.
this was
I don't really buy this,
after-
that you spoke to tons of people on their deathbeds.
Okay,
I just,
this was after.
I'm going to rate that false.
Okay, no, you're not going to rate it false because all you have to do is go back.
Was it
and
their
look.
last words
Go
too?
back and look. No, their last words were not. to me,
Damn.
but some of their last words were to me because some of them died after I left the hospital. It was not when we had the lockdown. This was shortly after things started to open back up. We could actually travel on planes, when we could leave our houses, and there were still people in COVID wards. And I interviewed them when I worked for CNN, and they said, "I wish that I had taken the vaccine because maybe I would not be dying." And their loved ones afterwards,
They
said that on their deathbed. So what you're saying, I think, is completely.
Well, I just want to share a story too. I too was allowed as a journalist into hospital wards, and people said to me on their deathbeds, "I wish that I hadn't taken the vaccine because it didn't work, and I'm still dying on this deathbed." So I had the same thing happen to me.
If it didn't work and they're still dying, then
I got the vaccine, and yet somehow I'm still on my deathbed. So
You gotta love it. You gotta love a doe dancer and a buck dancer. They meet in the forest of white supremacy, and they're fighting to figure out which doe or deer the hunter is going to hit in the head for dinner.
Hey, guess what? Let me help y'all out with that analogy. I'm sorry, with that metaphor. Doesn't matter how hard you fight, you're still considered venison.
Got him! Got him!
Y'all can take that with you in life. Just make sure you give me credit. Woo!
Clearly, it didn't work. So that was that. I don't know. That's what they shared with me on their deathbed.
Okay, so if they wouldn't
I was
have
allowed
gotten,
into a
well,
hospital
that doesn't
ward
make
here in
sense though,
Tennessee.
because how do they know if they didn't, if they didn't get the vaccine? What difference?
They did get it, and they were still put on ventilators. So the vaccine didn't work, and so listen. I'm a journalist. They allowed me into the hospital wards, and that's what they told me. And I was working.
How were you able to go in the hospital wards when we were on lockdown? They got to talk. I'm just being facetious here.
Not funny. Anyway, let's move on. What else we got? Conspiracy theory lightning round with Candace Owens. Oh Lord, how long is this? Lightning round, but it's 10 minutes. I thought lightning rounds were like 60 seconds. All right. Y'all want to hear that? All right. Let me see this bullshit.
So I want to know, and you can tell me yes or no if you agree or disagree, because
You did this for 10 minutes? How many conspiracy theories did you ask her? Let's find out. If it's more than 4, I'm out.
These things are deemed as conspiracy theories, like flat Earth or round Earth. I know that you said maybe that was taken out of context. So I'm going to say if you agree or disagree. These are not clips. These are just quotes. The 1969 moon landing was staged in Arizona.
I 100%, after reading this book, Chaos, believe that the moon landing was a complete and utter ridiculous hoax on the American people. Like, okay,
Right,
this is
who
actually
cares?
9/11.
You don't. You think it was just 9/11?
You know.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. The U.S. government was behind 9/11.
No, I don't believe the U.S. government was.
YouTube, I'm laughing because he's asked that question. That's why I'm laughing.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. It's perfect.
I don't even know where it is. Maybe it's under anti-Semitic. Christians under persecution. Okay. Let's see what that is.
I am so sick of it. I am so sick of there can only be one victim narrative.
Come
And
on.
if you start
I am
talking
a Christian,
about
and we are not the most
Christians are not-
persecuted in the world. Come on.
that is a fact.
Let me
What are you
just say,
saying?
you know what
That we're
it
not
sounds
the most
like? It
persecuted in the
sounds
What did I tell y'all earlier, family? What did I tell y'all? Christians versus Catholics. It's coming.
Do you know what's happening in Armenia? Do you know what's happening in Nigeria? Do you know what just happened in Canada? The fake story that was propagated by all of the mainstream networks about the nuns, and they found the mass burial, which allowed 85 Catholic churches to be burned to the ground in the last 3 years in Canada. We are still being persecuted right now.
Okay.
So I take great.
Ma'am, you just got into Roman Catholicism, and I didn't realize they spoke Latin, but here you are speaking French.
Who is we? Who is we?
Sense to you coming in here about the sensitivities of the people that are working on your show when I'm
Whoa, she got hype. Let's get it.
sitting here telling you that I'm a Christian. I'm offended by what you're saying.
You're not a Christian. You're a Catholic. There's a difference. See, she don't even know the difference. We're gonna let it play though.
You laugh. You mock Christian persecution. Do you think people to laugh when someone tells you about Christian persecution? Because let me tell you something. If I had done that, I would laugh about the Holocaust. I would be chased out of polite society. Then don't laugh. Don't laugh at Christian persecution. Don't do it.
Look at this. Hey, Baton Rouge. I know you're not allowing this St. Thomas chick to yell at you like this. Come on, Baton Rouge. Come on. You from Louisiana, sir. You're not allowing this. You from where? What college is that? Is that LSU? I know you ain't letting LSU give you this. Come on, LSU. You're not allowing this. She from the mean streets of Stamford, Connecticut. I know you're not allowing this.
The name is in the term. It's laughable.
Do not laugh. You literally just laugh when I talk about Christian persecution. Don't do that ever again. Not in my presence.
What you're saying?
Not in my presence, bruh. How are you allowing her to get at you like this? What is this, bruh?
It's a round. It's a rap for you round, and a rap for your round. I'll let them.
She just told you it was a rap for your round and put her finger up. She talking to you like you're one of her kids. What?
Baton Rouge. I can't believe you're allowing this.
Is okay, Candace, thank you. So what you're saying is, oh, you know what? The Holocaust was bad, but look over here. These people were worse than the Holocaust, so we should.
That's not. First off,
That's
first
what it
and
sounds
foremost,
like. I'm telling you, that's what it sounds like.
you just said you didn't watch the episode.
No, but I'm saying that's what it sounds like. That's what you're saying. I don't have to watch the episode. I was listening to the words that you just said. You just spent 3 or 4 minutes talking about the other atrocities and how bad they were.
Yes, the other atrocities that have happened in human history outside of the Holocaust are things that we are relevant and allowed to talk about, especially when the numbers of Christians that were persecuted following the Russian Revolution and the manner in which they were killed, people that were beheaded, priests that were shot. Yes, it is. I can talk about Christian history and I don't need to feel guilty about that, and I won't.
That's
okay.
fine.
Great.
All right, good. You don't have to feel.
Great. Since you want to talk about Christian history, talk about reparations because that's steeped in Christian history. Ooh, oh my. Candace Owens, come here.
You bring him here. Right here. Do you hear me? Right here. What? You heard what I said. Just do it.
We got to talk. Since you want to talk about Christian history and Christian persecution, reparations is in the Bible. So I don't want to hear you say nothing else since you're against reparations. I don't want you to hear nothing else because you'll be going against God's word. Nasty word.
Feel guilty. You don't have to.
And please, genuinely, please, never,
so
please, when I come on your show, have enough respect not to laugh when I talk about Christian persecution, because you would never do that if I was Jewish and I was talking about the Holocaust.
Really? But never mind. Never mind.
You can't tell.
You would never do that.
You should have enough respect to know not to tell people how to react. You can't tell someone not to laugh.
Okay. Well, then I double dare you when a Jewish person is talking about persecution of Jews to laugh. You won't do it.
I won't do it because I actually believe that there were persecution of Jews, and
you don't believe that Christians were persecuted.
I believe that there is persecution of Christians. I don't think it's the most persecuted religion.
Why does this man keep taking his glasses off and putting them back on?
In the world. Okay, so listen. Consider. Okay, laughable. Good, you agree with me. Thank you. So listen.
Damn.
And when you know what happened with you was a Daily Wire, right? Is that the network you're on? What happened with you at the Daily Wire because of your stance on what's happening in Israel and Gaza, and what you just explained. My question to you is, because people think that you are you anti-Semitic?
No, I'm not anti-Semitic.
Okay, she's annoyed.
Go on with what? You asked me a question, I answered it.
Damn, she's annoyed. That Caribbean that came out real quick, family. I've been in the Caribbean my whole life. Look, when they get annoyed, it's all become one word answers. Now, she had an accent, that shit would have slipped out by now.
I don't
even launch into defense of myself because I'm just not anti-Semitic. There's nothing in here that I need to add. I guess today anti-Semitism, the definition keeps expanding, and now I guess it means if you don't fall over yourself every time Bibi Netanyahu speaks.
Is it me or do her eyes look weird? It ain't me, right? I didn't manipulate this video, but is it me or is her eyes look weird? Like they look way too separated. They're way too far from her nose.
They're just going to call you an anti-Semite. Nope, I'm a Christian. Kids being bombed is upsetting to me, and I have a right to say that without being called an anti-Semite. And if you want to call me an anti-Semite for it, I simply don't care.
I'm not calling you an anti-Semite. I'm because people call you that, and I think, look, if you, there's the whole talk about Zionism and anti-Semitism and whatever. I think it's a conversation that you just can't win. But I would like for you to be able to explain yourself, because
Judaism is not Zionism, and it doesn't matter how many people insist that it is. It's
I think it's a conversation that you just can't win, but I would like for you to be able to explain yourself, because
Judaism is not Zionism, and it doesn't matter how many people insist that it is. It's just not. It's a political party, and it puts the interests of Israel above everything else. I grew up with Jewish people. Jewish people are my best friends. This is the nation of Israel.
Did you hear what she just said? So she's saying Judaism is a political party. This is what she said. Boy, that Horowitz Foundation coming right back out, family. Listen again.
Judaism is not Zionism, and it doesn't matter how many people insist that it is. It's just not. It's a political party, and it puts the interests of Israel above everything else. I grew up with Jewish people. Jewish people are my best friends. This is the nation of Israel is not Judaism. It's a nonsense. Everything else. I grew up with Jewish people. Jewish people are my best friends. This is the nation of Israel is not Judaism. It's a nonsense. above everything else. I grew up with Jewish people. Jewish people are my best friends. This is the nation of Israel is not Judaism. It's a not.
This is the nation of Israel. Judaism is a political party. She's pissed off. I'm hoping she meant Zionism is a political party. Because if she's over here saying that Judaism or religion is a political party, it's even worse than we thought. So she was talking about Zionism. She didn't say that right. But I think it's because she's pissed off. She's starting to mumble she's starting to mix up her words. I just wanted to make sure. This is the nation of Israel. Okay.
Nonsense to suggest that we can critique, as we did earlier, talking about Joe Biden, that we can critique our own president and nobody cares because we should. You should be able to hold leaders and their decisions and their feet to the fire. And then to say that if you do the exact same thing over what Bibi Netanyahu's actions are, then you're somehow anti-Semitic.
Okay, I understand that, and I don't disagree. I think you can criticize and analyze the actions of the Israeli government, the IDF, and also Bibi Netanyahu. But to say that, listen, I'm not anti-Semitic because I have Jewish friends. It's kind of like saying I have black friends. I don't think that actually helps your argument, Ken.
No, I didn't say that. What I was saying is that I have Jewish friends. Judaism is not Zionism, as in I have friends who are Jewish who don't support what's happening overseas.
Okay.
Judaism is not Zionism. They don't stop being Jewish because they disagree with what Bibi Netanyahu is doing.
Okay, you say that you're not anti-Semitic, but I can't tell you what's in your heart. I believe you. You said that you're not anti-Semitic. You don't believe that you're anti-Semitic. But there are anti-Semites and neo-Nazis. They do love you. And I want to play this clip. This is from Nick Fuentes, his show.
So here we go. Let's see if she's going to denounce Nick Fuentes. I bet you she won't, though.
Just this week. Watch this.
One other big development, Candace Owens did a show today. She did her show, and she talked about my beef with Jordan Peterson. And so I really appreciate her covering it. We love Candace Owens. She's beautiful. She's very intelligent, and she is really hardcore. She's been going off.
Does that?
Now, let's see. Is she going to denounce that fool, or is she going to say something that is going to love on that man? Let's find out.
Bother you that and that's the whole reason I said, it looks this way, and maybe that's not your intention, as you said, but it looks this way, like you're saying, hey, don't look at what happened with the Holocaust, look over here. But if you have people like Nick Fuentes who said, hey, we love you, whatever, maybe your message isn't hitting correctly. What do you think of Fuentes saying?
Well, now you're just conflating.
His neo-Nazi audience love you.
Sure. So now you're just conflating things because you're still kind of trying to sell this narrative that this somehow is about Jewish people. What Nick Fuentes is talking about, which is the first time I'm seeing it because I don't watch Nick Fuentes nearly as much as apparently everybody in the mainstream media does. What he's talking about is what I covered on my show as a news item, which was Jordan Peterson and him having a back and forth. Or Michaela, Dr. Jordan Peterson is, by the way, very lovely, very kind person, but it was a very newsworthy item when Michaela and Peterson, being his daughter, called for censorship, called for straight up censorship. She's like, we need to have censorship, anybody that uses the term filth. And it was a back and forth between her and Nick Fuentes because he responded and he said, your father literally called me a rat last week. This was a trending item on Twitter. I covered it on my show. To the extent that Nick Fuentes enjoyed the fact that I covered it in a meaningful capacity, because it is problematic when anybody calls for censorship. I don't care if the person's on the left or the person's on the right. You will make an enemy of me because I support the First Amendment and I believe that we have to have free speech. What can I say about that? It's an absurd thing for people to keep pretending. I'm a person that has, across social media, 10 million followers. And when you start getting desperate because you can't actually pull something that I've said, you start going, well, what do you think about this account? And this person has also said this, and this person likes you. If you did that, and I was then accountable for the words that every single person that followed me said, there's no way you can survive that. I can do that right now to you. I could have had my producers look at this person who followed Don Lemon. They've said something against black people. So Don Lemon, it's like, that's a ridiculous thing to say.
But
to the extent that you ask.
Ma'am, you do that all the time, though. You say things about black people and then you allow the shit.
Me, and this has happened before, as Piers Morgan did. He said, and he said, this is some things that Nick Fuentes has.
Should I hold you accountable for the fact that your followers do not read first pages on autopsy reports? Should I hold you accountable for that? Because you fed into that narrative. I'm glad you held yourself accountable for what you did with Kelly Bundy. I'm glad you did that. So if it's proven that Macron's wife was not born a man, are you going to delete every tweet that you have there? You're going to leave it up because it's going to give you money? And can she hold you accountable? We'll find out.
Said, do you agree with it? And I said, no, I don't agree with that. Hold me accountable for what I actually
Well,
said.
that was the reason I asked you about it. Because
but I
so
don't
I'm
think that
don't
you
take
showed
offense.
me.
I'm not. This is not a gotcha. I'm asking you.
But that is such a gotcha. That is such a gotcha to say it's nothing that you said, but let me show you this person who likes you. Because what you're trying to do is play this strategy with the public so they watch it and they go, well, she must be saying all sorts of things if this person likes her. Most people do like if you're going to say something on their show and you're showing the back forth that, you know, he's obviously going to say, look, Candace covered this issue in a way that's consistent with the beliefs of the First Amendment. So he may say something that I fundamentally disagree with. But if Nick Fuentes says 1 + 1 = 2, and I agree with that, that doesn't mean that I subscribe to everything Nick Fuentes says. If Nick Fuentes says only women can give birth, and I agree with that, you then go, oh, look, Nick Fuentes is celebrating you because you said only women can give birth. I mean, this is you're smarter than this, Don. You're in the public sphere.
No, sir, because he actually made a point that went over your head. And you actually introduced it. You have 10 million followers, like you said, all over your social media. You follow a lot of prominent people. They follow you. They say that shit. You now saying you agree with some of the things that he says, if you agree with it, but you've seen him say egregious shit, you've never said a word. That's the problem. We have to hold ourselves accountable for who follows us. When they say something egregious, you got to call it out, even if you're cool with them. But we know why you won't call out Nick Fuentes, because you don't want that squad on you. Because your 10 million followers, including those that are in that group, are not going to come back you up.
You know, we cannot be beholden or responsible for every comment that is made by people who support us and follow us.
That's a lie.
That's why I put it up there, because if someone...
That's a lie. Because y'all didn't fight for Trump. That's all I'm going to say.
Like Nick Fuentes was saying good things about some of the things that I believed or what I said, that would actually be problematic for me. And I would want to respond to that. I would welcome the opportunity for Candace Owens to play that clip on her show so that I could knock it down and say, I don't believe in anything Nick Fuentes or any of his followers or viewers or whatever. I don't understand why they are happy with what I said, but this is what I believe, and this is the context.
I do believe that it is problematic that Michaela Peterson called for censorship. So I can't knock that down. I can't say, like, what do you want me to say on the show? Well, because Nick Fuentes agrees with that perspective, I'm now anti-speech. That doesn't, I believe in free speech. I believe that what Michaela Peterson said was wrong. I genuinely believe that.
Okay.
Like, you can't just call for censorship.
I've got to ask you about this, because this is from your old show. And as I said, there are some things, I mean, you've actually defended me before, and I was like, wow, Candace Owens, whatever. And there are things that I do where I say, you know what, Candace got it right. I like it. And there are other things where I'm like, oh my gosh, why is she saying that, right? And this is one thing that I've been wanting to ask you about, Candace, because it really bothered me. But I want the explanation in the context, as you say.
Do you have any clips of anything that, like, you agreed with, or we're just gonna, like, pretend this is a friendly interview as you can, like, okay. Just wondering, is there even one clip of something that you agree with?
I don't know. Maybe I agree with the next clip. But anyway, roll the next clip, please.
Bring shame back. Bring back saying you are disgusting, you are wrong, you are a hoe, you are a pervert. Call things for what they are. And that is another way that they've psychologically tried to transform speech in America by saying, like, oh, okay, you have free speech, but if you say that word, like if you say, like, oh, that's whack or that's gay, then that would make you a homophobe. We don't be a homophobe, do you? It's no, we shouldn't do that. And if you look at the disappearance of words that actually had real meanings, like growing up, majoring in English, reading old English novels, and understanding that a word like is a real word. It means a bundle of sticks.
Okay.
Here we go. Okay. Yeah, because that's the word that in America, the country you live in, they use that word for a bundle of sticks. I get it. Your husband's English, so British, sorry. So it's a different meaning over there, just like FAG means a cigarette. So this is where we conflate. See, she went to Old English. But let's hear this, because this is what everybody was waiting for.
Get to work.
Okay, so listen, I believe in free speech, right? But I also believe that free speech comes with consequences. So the word you said was right. Is that exactly the word? So what did you mean by that? You think it's okay to say the word, to call people to their face?
No, actually, I said words have meaning. And so when you start allowing the perverts to dictate speech, then words just have to go away. And as I said in that clip, when I was growing up and I was reading English novels, when people say you're walking through the woods to get a it meant a bundle of sticks. And
great. Books, 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 fantasy, nonfiction in somebody else's time period. We're talking about today, madam. Again, you lived in New York City. You would not go to the Greenwich Village and say that word out loud. You know damn well what would happen. They would beat the hell out of you on Bleecker Street. People would be leaving their McDougal bars and restaurants watching you get your ass beat on the street for saying that word. And you know that. You know that's what they're referring to.
And then they said you can no longer say this word that has a real meaning, right? A bundle of sticks, because
great. Say the K word for them Jews and let me see what happens. Go ahead.
Some pervert took that and threw it as an epithet towards gay people. I think that's actually a wrong way of thinking. Is then what you're doing is you're allowing perverts to dictate society. So I don't like the death of the English language because people are getting offended. So that's like I could pick any word. I could say plant, and from now on, every time I see a gay guy, I'm gonna be like, he's a total plant. And then eventually they say you can't say plant anymore.
But oh God, she doesn't even realize she just did what he accused her of doing. So you're a pervert then, Candace. You're a pervert then. There we go, family. Candace Owens now a pervert. Why would you even think of that example for a gay person? That makes no sense. A gay person's a plant. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Anymore. It's like, no, this is a real word that has meaning. Attack the person who's perverting the word, but you don't suddenly disappear a word and you say you can no longer say it, or you can no longer read these Virginia Woolf novels because the word has been perverted. I think that's a backwards way of thinking.
Read Virginia Woolf novels, and the only people I know who are trying to ban books, Virginia Woolf and other books that even say the N-word. I mean, it's conservatives. That's who's trying to do it. I don't think that you should be banning books. But I do know, Candace, that language evolves over time, and when people say that word to me, they're not calling me a cigarette. They're not calling me.
Obviously, that's the point. It has a context. So if you want to punish that
why
person,
do you want to say it if you know what that word means now? Madam, the N-word used to mean ignorant, stupid person, and then it became black people. Cracker started from the sound of the whip during slavery. Now it means white person. Language evolves. Just like the pronouns evolved. You know exactly what he means, and you're still going to be obtuse.
Because they're saying that offensively, that if you feel that this person, but it's not fair to then say to everybody else who's not using that word that this word has now been banned. I just think that's ridiculous.
Nobody banned it. She's still saying it. Nobody banned a word. Just like he said at the beginning, you can say it. Just know you're going to see some consequences. Just like y'all be running online when people be saying the N-word, they ain't supposed to be saying it, and then they get beat up. Then y'all like, oh, it's just a word. Okay, words got consequences. It's like they don't understand that they cape for something because they want to do it, but then everybody else isn't allowed to participate on the fun. Say whatever words you want. Don't get upset when somebody doesn't agree with it. That's all they're saying. I think we would be better for this.
That's my point.
You think people should
I don't think you can suddenly say go backwards and delete words that had real meaning because someone has perverted it, because it never stops. It just becomes constantly having to update the language for people's feelings. I don't think that we should be doing that.
So you would never call me a in my face, right?
Well, why would I just randomly call you a
because you want to say the word. You literally said you want to say the word.
Meaning,
have you ever seen the Louis C.K.
skit
on? Have you ever seen the Louis C.K. skit on?
No, I like Louis C.K., but I don't think I've ever seen a skit on.
You should watch it.
Yeah.
There you go. Confirmed. She's a straight up hypocrite. So you laughed at that, but you wouldn't go outside and say. So Louis C.K. can go on stage, get paid to say the F word, but you won't go outside and say the F word to show everyone that you're upholding free speech. I'm finished with this. I don't want to hear no more. Make sure you hit the like. We're going to do this. we're finished with this. We're going to give you 20 minutes to sound off if you would like. And then I'm going to go cook before I go to my doctor's appointment. Something is wrong with this woman because she really wants to say the F word, but she's looking for someone to co-sign her saying it on the street because she could say it on film. And she won't go to the gay neighborhood of Nashville. She won't do that. Well, damn. Hold on. Hold on, goddamn it. Hold on. All of you, hold on. I don't want to hear nobody mouth right now.
Go ahead, Ms. Nason.
Hold on. I said I don't want to hear nobody mouth. Hold on.
Who cares? But yeah, I feel absolutely nothing for them.
Okay, now y'all can talk. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Hello. Good morning.
Go ahead, Ms. Nason.
All right. Do you mind, Torian?
Go ahead.
That damn chaotic pussy bitch. Everybody in the chat. He was just a attention horn. That's all that bullshit was. He was talking about nothing. That's all I gotta say for now.
Good morning, beloved.
Good morning.
How are the hills of West Virginia? Are their eyes closed or are they open?
Why do I care?
Say less. Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Torian.
Kevin Trees, pause.
I'm not surprised by anything that I heard in this. It feels like this hour went by fast, and I think it's because you were skimming over certain things to get to like some of the main points. But this woman, this chick here, man, oh my God. And she's catching heat now because of what she said about Sonia Massey.
Oh yeah, I know, but again,
and rightfully so.
She said she never said anything wrong. She said I said that the cops were not justified. I'm like, ma'am, that's not the point. You can't say they weren't justified, but then blame her for what happened. It doesn't work.
Exactly.
You can't play the strategy of I can't lose anymore. We're over that.
Yeah, pick a side.
Now you see why I blocked her on X and KG. The only reason I would know about anything she posts on that platform is when you post something and I get the alert from your Discord. That's the only way I would see it. Otherwise, I would never know a damn thing this chick is saying.
Well,
you were kind of the reason why I found out about. Well, actually, you weren't. Someone had it popped up on my timeline from another page when she was doing that interview with Amber Rose, and I don't know how you managed to get through that whole thing. I said I could only handle just the 2 minutes and 15 seconds that I told you about.
I'm from New York. We hear stupid people all the time.
That's understandable.
But
you got it.
It was some bullshit she said in there. I just wanted to come up here and just spaz. I forgot now because that dude fucked my mind up. Here's my thing. You come up here with a white man AI talking about beautiful white men. What the fuck was that?
I don't know, bro. I just saw that when I went back in the chat while I started playing the video again.
That's the fascinating guy, KG.
The who?
The fascinating guy.
Who the hell is that?
Remember when
I've seen the name, but I don't watch his content.
It was that. Remember that video? I don't know if it was. I think it was you. Maybe it was you and Rob was collabing on something, and there was a video that y'all went over, and he was the guy that said it's fascinating.
Damn, yeah, I don't remember that.
People in the chat know who I'm talking about when I said that, because I went to his page and I looked at his picture. I said, "Oh, that's that guy," because he was on some kind of panel. I think it was like last year. And he was on there getting cooked by some people on there. He was getting upset, and he just said, it's fascinating is how he said that. I'm surprised you don't remember that.
Bro, a lot's happened in a year. I don't. If it's not significant, I'm probably not.
That's that guy. But when I saw him come up here and I saw that picture of that white guy, I was like, why does he have a picture of this white guy up here? And then y'all said in the chat that he said something about some beautiful white men or something like that.
Exactly what he said.
Beautiful white men.
I
Hey,
said, Jesus
well,
Christ.
if he's still here, we'll put.
No, Miss Niecy
Oh,
timed him out.
he's timed him out.
No, I put his ass in the gulag.
Why didn't you tell me you put him in the gulag?
She got
No,
pissed
I
off.
was beyond pissed. I wasn't thinking.
No, Miss Niecy, I'm mad at you.
Well, you just gonna have to be mad, boo boo.
No, will you? I'm mad at you.
All right, well, you mad.
Hang on. Why you put him in the gulag? You didn't let me play this.
Smoke wins. Flawless victory. Fatality.
You made me miss a golden opportunity. I still love you though, beloved.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
I do.
I love you too. But he pissed me on. He pissed me off all the way off.
Yeah, I know he did.
Not on a
Jesus
beautiful
Christ.
Saturday morning.
Yeah, it's still beautiful, but that motherfucker fucked up the flow. I'm an old woman. Don't be fucking up my flow.
You gonna make me play that New Jersey Drive clip, but I can't play it because it got Candace Owens' favorite word in there, and I get in trouble.
No, I wasn't going to, because I didn't peep this at first, but I said in this moment right here, it's two people that Miss Niecy reminds me of. Like if you put them together, this is Miss Niecy's whole aura. She reminds me of Vera on Harlem Nights, played by Della Reese, mixed with the comedian Simply Marvelous. If you fuse them together, that's
I love you, Torian. I love you, Torian. Spot on.
Yeah, if you fuse those two together, you have the whole aura of Miss Niecy, because you remind me so much of both of them. Because Vera, when you get in your mode, like in your anger mode, that's you being Vera. When you being petty and funny, that's you being Simply Marvelous, which by the way was a hilarious.
Oh yes, Simply Marvelous was good, very good.
Her stand up on Def Comedy Jam was
yes. She never got the recognition that she rightly deserved.
She didn't. And for those of y'all who don't know who she is, in case y'all don't know her when she was on Def Comedy Jam, I know y'all remember in House Party 3, the scene with Bernie Mac and her at the dinner table. The woman that was there at the dinner table.
House Party 2.
House Party, yeah. That was her.
Yeah.
It was 3. It was House Party 3 at the dinner table. Probably the best part of that whole movie. Because I think she was she didn't play Bernie Mac's wife.
Ronaldo Ray.
She played his wife, and Bernie Mac was saying, "Now I know who you are," because she used to be a stripper.
yeah. They said they used to call you Dogbone.
Dogbone.
Yeah, because she came back on Bernie with your rusty, dusty ass.
Yeah, right. And wasn't she trying to wasn't she flicking the corn or something like that?
Well, the grandma was going crazy, and she said, "I'll cut you." She grabbed the knife. "I'll cut you. I'll cut you."
And had the butter knife too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to end up going watching that clip after the stream is done. That part is so funny.
It is. But anyway, I was looking.
You didn't know who we talking
about. No, I know what y'all was talking about.
Okay.
I
was looking forward to the stream until that damn chaotic disrupted every damn thing.
Yeah, I know.
It's all. Hey, listen, it's all in the name, chaotic.
So, KG, do you date white women?
No, sir.
I thought that was such a random ass question to end it off.
The whole fucking conversation was random.
But I know why he did it though, because he figured that he could it would be a slip up if KG said that yes, he dates white women or he was married to a white woman, that he could use that against you and say that, oh, you shouldn't be talking about this. Because the thing is, he did that because he knows he lost the whole discussion. You was hitting him with the haymakers and you did it in a very calm tone. You weren't being combative, which he probably thought he was also going to bait you into doing coming up here, because he was trying to bait you into getting into an area where you would go off on him, but you was very calm and you hit him with the facts. And even basically he came up here arguing against a person who was knowledgeable in politics, and all he is a fan. You could peep that when he was in the chat, when he came in here, all he wrote was Trump 2024, Trump. That's all he did, like a fan. you could tell when he came in this chat. By the time he got up here, he didn't know what the hell he was going to be talking about. Like he was doing leaps and bounds and laps around him, and he still didn't even leave the starting line.
And I know
that's how us 20-year-olds get down.
Well, I know why you didn't let me up, because you know I was getting ready to go off.
I know.
I didn't know Brazil.
You know what? If he'd have said one more stupid thing, I would have been like, hold on, my grandma want to talk to you.
Hey, Miss Nisa, you know what's so crazy? I saw when you left the comment when you said drop the link, and I said, please don't let Miss Nisi scroll up, because if she scroll up fast enough or far enough, she's gonna. I
did. I was on. I said, where that damn link?
Torian, I blame Torian for this.
Why is that? Oh. Uh-oh. Don't blame me for that.
Miss Nisi, she went up there. She said, moving on up. We're going to go find
Oh, okay. I see what you did there.
Sinful. That's the devil.
I tell you one thing, all them damn comments he was making was curdling my damn breakfast.
Oh yeah, I saw the comment that he wrote that made you finally block him. When I forgot who he was.
He said something about clout. He said, "Why do
I did
somebody said that he came in there clout chasing."
He said that to Tammy.
He
said I got twice the amount of
subscribers.
I'm like, okay, that's
and at 3 times he said, and 3 times as much as the live viewers. Like, okay, so what does that mean exactly?
What does that mean?
It's still under 10K.
But I don't know what that means.
I ain't see all them comments. I just want to get his dad out of there.
Bro, I don't care about views.
No, we're about facts and truth.
Can you highlight D Money's comment? That's where he made that comment at. The one where I was talking about when he said it's fascinating. It was on the Lapeef network.
The Lapeef.
Yeah. Now you remember.
Yes,
exactly.
When he was on that panel.
Yes, when he said it's fascinating.
And he was getting cooked by that chick.
Yeah, that's because it was a black woman on there. Like it's so you can tell that you can tell he's on that type of time.
Wasn't that internet from the Hotel Jesus stream?
It might have been, but she was cooking him on there too, and he couldn't handle it. And see, and notice how he came at her versus how he came at you. He came at a black woman with a different type of energy, but he didn't come over here and do that with you, a black
they think
man.
A lot of us over here are very feminine.
Well, the thing about it, he was trying to stir the shit and he drowned in it.
I'm not listen, when it comes to politics, I ain't gonna get loud. I'm just gonna hit you with what I've learned.
He said, what did he say? I ain't never heard of do funny before.
That's the way to get around saying that somebody's gay. I'm like, since when you can't say the word gay on YouTube? I know you have to write it in comments.
I just call it the Academy because I'm encompassing all of the letters and symbols.
But
and
Don Lemon is a gay
Roman
man.
numerals all into one.
But what's wrong with me saying Don Lemon is gay when he's a gay man and he's been out?
There's nothing wrong with that.
It's the truth. It's facts.
Yeah, he's gay.
Right. It's a fact. He's gay.
But anyway, I left in the chat a comment while he was talking chaotic. I said, "You are do funny."
Yeah, but he was talking about beautiful white men. I said, "Whoa." That was the most pause-worthy moment of this show.
but this is how I knew he was a fan when he had said something. When he had said this about Trump, he had said, "Oh, I think you had asked him just a basic question like, why do you like Trump or something like that?" And he said, "Oh, because Trump is an alpha male. He's tall." I'm like, first off, is this supposed to be a Bumble profile, a dating profile? He said he's an alpha male. He's tall. Or so you looking for a tall alpha white male?
The glazing was serious with him, boy. Good God Almighty.
We're gonna help him.
Amen. He appears.
What the hell is this?
Yeah, you out of line. You out of line.
It reminds me of that. It also reminds me, KG, that comment you left about Terrence K. Williams yesterday on X.
Bruh. Which one?
It was a picture that you had posted.
Oh, the one with Tatum?
No, not a picture. No, it wasn't a picture. It was something he posted about Trump.
Oh,
it was the one. Well, the one where he was comparing Trump to Kamala.
Yeah, and it said, "What do you see here?" I was like, "If you had your," I said, "If you had your choice, you'd be in the bed with the white man."
And the other one you posted him next to Kari Lake. You said, "How tall? Like how short?
How short are you,
Because
sir?
he is. I said he got to be short because there was a picture with him, Fakem, and Kari Lake. Fakem was on the far left. Kari was in the middle, and he was on the far end. Now, mind you, Kari Lake had heels on, and Terrence K. Williams had dress shoes on that has a little heel on it. And even in that, she was still like a whole couple inches taller than him.
He got to be at least 5'5".
So that means even without her heels, with no
5'11".
shoes on, she's still taller than him. So he is short as hell.
Hold on, they said that he 5'6".
He don't look like he's 5'6".
He don't look 5'6". Not next to Kari Lake, where she like had a whole couple of inches over him.
More like 5'4", 5'5".
And she had heels on. Even with the heels on, she was still tall. But that means that she takes the heels
down
off.
when
He takes his shoes
pictures
off.
with him.
She's still taller than him.
Yo, Trump has to bend down to take a picture with him. But anyway, what y'all think of this? I'm gonna let y'all go off. I gotta go pull this chicken out the fridge. Pause.
It's exactly what we knew it would be. I mean, it's Candace at the end of the day. It's crazy because Candace is one of those people that can make people that you don't like sitting opposite of her actually seem likable or at least tolerable. Because we don't really care about Donna either. But in this instance, like he said way less things that you couldn't disagree with versus stuff that you didn't. Her, on the other hand, she you saw how she went off about the whole religion part. I mean, she went off.
I thought she was supposed to be Catholic. Why are you going off about Christians?
She said, don't you ever come over here and disrespect Christianity to me in my face. And if I ever come on your show again, you will not talk about Christianity that way. Okay.
My question is this. Whatever religion that she so-called practice, she's a fucking heathen. Period. She is a heathen.
Now, calling away, that's a lie because FDR was sitting in the wheelchair all day. But yes, ma'am, expand on that. She's a heathen.
Expand on why she's a heathen?
Yes, ma'am.
This is my opinion, okay?
Yes,
just my opinion.
Yes, ma'am.
And I didn't even know who she was until I learned from the New Black Media. But what I have been shown and educated on, I'm just calling a spade a spade. She's a fucking heathen, a money grubbing heathen, and I don't take it back.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
You mean his hair?
And if you lay one hand on me, I'll unscrew your arm from your shoulder and beat your brains out.
Exactly.
Damn.
Some of the best moments on television.
Oh yeah, LaWanda Page.
Heathen.
Heathen. That's what you are, a heathen.
That or BDI Barracuda.
No, it's a no.
No, fish-eyed fool.
Fish-eyed fool is the greatest one.
Another one.
You wrinkled up old buzzard.
Or she says, or Snaggletooth jackass.
Jackass, you Snaggletooth jackass.
But no, the one for me is the drop that I got when that guy tried to claim that he was
Oh yeah, that's a legend.
Oh, Big Money Griff.
That Lamont was his. That
Big
Lamont
Money
was
Grip
his son.
Matlock.
What you said, nigga? And I Esther rarely use that word.
Yeah, she read because she was really holy, like she was really religious, like into the church.
Listen, Bills fan, good morning. We know that they're Christians, but listen, them Christians don't like Catholics. That's about to be a war. She not ready for that, bro. When they really start, and she joined the wrong sector of Catholicism because the Roman Catholic's the one that be doing the thing. So you know,
because she's an idiot.
They the ones that actually be touching the.
I
said touch.
That's why KG. That's why KG said they doing the thing. That was
okay.
the
I'm sorry.
That was cold word. You gonna get me in trouble, man.
Okay, T, how about this, T?
The what?
Never mind.
Yeah.
Well, Wallow J, I heard that y'all governor down there, they said that they wanted him to possibly be a VP pick for Kamala Harris, but he said, hell no, because if I do that, that means there's a good chance that Mark Robinson will get in. He said, I can't leave that up to chance. He said, I'm
Well,
gonna
his
stay
term
right
is almost
here.
up anyway.
Uh-huh.
He can only run for 2 terms. So I mean, I guess he wants to stay because he don't want Mark Robinson to get in, which we all can understand. But he's only
that's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
But
But
he could be if Shapiro don't work out, then he could get tapped.
Yeah, I could possibly see that. It's a possibility, but I don't think.
Look, I think your governor is gonna run and win, and then in 28 he's gonna try to get on that Democrat stage.
You talking about Josh?
Oh, Shapiro's the pick.
Shapiro. Oh yeah.
But I'm saying your current governor, I think he's gonna try to either be a senator or he's gonna try to be on that stage in 28 for president.
Oh yeah, that's more because he won a battleground state twice. Yeah, the first time he won, he beat the current governor. So yeah, he got a good chance. Yeah. Him and the other governor from what is it, Kentucky?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Andy Bashir, however he say it.
Berkshire.
Oh, the one that beat what's his name?
Cameron.
Yeah, Daniel Cameron.
Where is Danny?
Is he supposed to be like running some kind of dub ass group or something like that?
Yeah, he's running some foundation, some nonprofit right now.
Wallow J, what's the controversy around Mark Robinson's wife?
Allegedly she owed some money. Then he came out and said that it's politically motivated. They're going after his wife.
Nigga, what did you think was going to happen when you walked in there? What did you think? Everybody's fair game.
That's what I'm saying. He don't know politics too well. He dumb. Just like the same time he called out black people using government funding, but he the one to do it more than any damn body. But I'll let that talk another day. He's a lieutenant governor. He ain't my governor, kid.
Huh?
He's my lieutenant governor.
I don't care who he is. Get that fake Carl Winslow out of here.
Back never mind. I'm sorry.
Well, Torian, I'm looking forward to your Triple P.
What is this?
Oh, so am I. Because the thing about it is, it's only certain parts of that people know about. They don't know the part that happened after the fact. Man, those responses on X were hilarious.
Yes, sir.
I said y'all about to crash out over Kyle Rittenhouse saying that he no longer supporting Trump, and then flipped. Oh, you know what?
Hey, did you get the stuff I tagged you in?
Huh?
Did you get the stuff I tagged you in?
Was it about that?
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
About that topic?
No, not this one. The Rittenhouse stuff.
Oh well,
I tagged you this morning.
I think. Oh shoot! I probably already have all I need for it because someone already sent me a whole bunch of stuff that I used in the video.
Okay. Oh, you recorded it?
Yes, I already did.
Never mind.
I recorded it yesterday.
Bruh, you got to bruh, you should have seen some of this stuff I tagged you in, bruh.
Listen, someone sent me about a good 10 or 15 screenshots. I've probably already seen everything possible when it comes to that. Even his flip flop response, if you want to call it that. I said MAGA is so fake.
Well, MAGA's cooked.
I said, who would have thought that Rittenhouse would have been the one to really expose their true nature? I mean, well, their true nature already exposed, but this right here, like you said, is not a good look for them at all.
Yeah, look at this. You got this one, the Chad Prather?
And then when he came back and said, under further review.
Yeah, under further review.
And now they said, okay, you're back. We can take. We can.
We're gonna watch you. What? But again, like I said last night,
this is what I told y'all. That's why I told you that MAGA is literally a cult.
Mm-hmm. This is why I told y'all last night. I thought y'all were the party and the movement of free thought.
So much for free speech. That's literally what I titled the thumbnail.
They gonna learn.
Hey, Wallow, did you have a good birthday?
Yes, ma'am. I surely did. I don't want
What was the
to
name of the strip club you went to?
I ain't go no. Shut up. I ain't go no strip club.
Why I gotta get a shut up? Damn. Some dudes want to see some titties for their birthday. What's wrong
Yeah,
with
like I
that?
never seen no titties for my birthday. Good
Why
God.
do you want to see no titties?
Oh, wait till y'all see. Oh, listen. Wait. Speaking of that, wait till y'all see the video I put up tomorrow about this GOP representative out of Michigan.
I think I know who you're talking about. I ain't.
Yeah.
Oh
yes.
my God.
That I wasn't thinking about it until you brought up strip club.
Now, are we having, Dorian, are we having a true crime tomorrow?
Yeah. What I'm gonna do is because now I think I figured out how I can do a Sunday upload and the True Crime Sunday on the same day. So I'll do the Sunday upload at 11, then do, because I told you 2 weeks ago that I was gonna do like a pre-show over on YouTube and then start it up over on Patreon so it can like let people know what's going on. So that video can go up at 11 and then it segues right into 11:30, which is perfect because the people are already online.
Okay.
So yeah, we still doing it. Oh, and Miss Niecy, did you when I told you, gave you the hint 2 weeks ago, did you figure out, was that who I was talking about? Who I'm talking about tomorrow?
No, I did not. I honestly didn't.
Oh wow, I thought you would have had it. But yeah,
No.
but yeah, that's who I was talking about.
Okay.
KG.
KG.
He ruined a good chunk of New York with that one.
KG.
Yes, ma'am.
You know I love you.
Yes, ma'am.
And I always like our bantering because, like I said, a while back on one of your other streams, you are the type, and you do this all in fun. I know you do, but you love stirring shit. So that's your name from now on, Shit Stir.
I got to be all bad.
Because you are, boo boo.
Well, with him being a chef, I hope he's not stirring no shit in that pot.
Only if I get lazy and don't clean the shrimp.
Then you really gonna be stirring the shit. Then all that stuff on the poop line.
There you go, Miss Niecy. That's for you. So Wallow J, you didn't go to strip club. What's your cash app, nigga?
What, you gonna send me some money so I can go?
Hell yes.
All
Get you a lap dance. $20. Come on.
$20. Shit. It's inflated now.
Bullshit.
These strippers, they don't stop.
That's only the ones with the bullet hole.
Tell that to that GOP representative out of Michigan.
Be quiet, Tony.
Like I said, I can't wait for y'all to see. I can't wait for y'all to see that video because okay, it's so funny to me. It's so funny. It is so hilarious.
Bizarre.
It really is. Like it is so. It's the situation is sad, but it's also funny at the same time. Like. Because it's like you again going back to what we're talking about when you talk about a party of people who claim to have so many morals. Not this guy.
Nope.
Far from it with what he did.
Oh, it's a guy.
Yeah, it was a guy.
Yeah, it was a guy. Yeah, it was.
That's why you're gonna be in the chat live.
You are going, y'all. Listen, that chat tomorrow for that video is going to have nothing but a bunch of crying, laughing emojis. When y'all hear that story, I promise you that.
All right.
Yeah.
That, as a matter of fact, that was supposed to be the video today, but because of the one with Kyle Rittenhouse, I shifted it.
Yeah, that would have been perfect for a Sunday though, because that does go inside with true crime.
Oh yes, because this definitely
that was a crime, bro.
That was a crime. That was a crime. He committed multiple crimes when you think about it. When I was reading into the story, he committed. They're highlighting one of them, but underneath it, what led to it was also a crime too.
Right.
Well, I look forward to it tomorrow.
Okay.
You like my new name, Miss Niecy?
What new name? What is it? Oh, Kid Gravity, the Shit Stirrer. Love it, love it, love it, love it.
I didn't even peep that you changed it.
I'm a man of the people.
But no, that's my name for you. In love. Know that it's in love.
I know. Now, Miss Niecy, where's the best food in West Virginia?
What?
Where's the best food in West Virginia?
What?
Okay. So
That-
you just
I
told
think
me you
that's
dropped
the answer
90
to your
minutes for Sunday
question.
E in DC. All right, say less. I just want to know.
Miss Nisi said the best food in West Virginia is her kitchen.
Don't tell that lie.
Damn.
Well, she made
I
them.
can
She made them
cook,
chitlins.
but
She made
I
them
will never
chitlins.
say I'm the best.
She made them chitlins. I can't do that.
No, I ain't had chitlins in about 5 years.
All right. I don't eat pork anyway, so
Well, I love the
forgot what that-
pigs. Sorry,
I forgot what that tastes like.
I'm
I know
old
what it
school eater.
smells. I know what it smells like, and it's
Yeah.
not. It's not
Oh,
like
they wake up
appetizer.
the dead. True enough, but like I said, when I was eating them, I did my own. I didn't. You don't eat everybody's chitlin. Now, am I lying, Wallow?
I never ate chitlins.
You really?
I ate
They eat the
chicken
whole
gizzards
hog
and
down
stuff.
there. He ate them chitlins. Didn't even
No, I
realize.
didn't. No, the hell I didn't. My
You didn't
family
even
don't get
realize.
down like
He
that.
eat, how many times have you eaten a whole hog?
A couple times, but I never eaten like.
But you wouldn't know that though, brother, because they don't take it out. They just chop up everything. So you did eat it.
Hey, Wallow, did they have a store in North Carolina called IGA back in the day?
I think they did.
It's an old grocery store.
Yeah, I've heard of IGA and Piggly Wiggly.
I know Piggly Wiggly is popular down there. The reason why I said that is because that was an old store down there that wasn't too far from where my grandmother lived, and they would have the whole hog in the store, like it was literally laying on its back with all fours in the air, and they would put it in this big plastic bag. It was so weird to see too. I was like, they got the whole hog in this grocery store.
Well, you tend to see that more in the South.
Yeah, yep, that's IGA. Yep, right there.
He just got
That's
bought out in North Carolina by Piggly Wiggly. No, by Carly C's. It's called Carly C's now.
I'm trying to remember that Winn-Dixie. You recall Winn-Dixie?
I heard of Winn-Dixie.
Winn-Dixie.
Winn-Dixie. Jesus Christ.
That's definitely a Southern store.
They got bought out too.
KG, you need to do another stream on foods.
We can do that. It's August. Oh, thank you for reminding me. Nasty work on that thing with the Caribbeans for Kamami. Nasty work. They did that on the first day of what?
August.
What is August?
Oh, Black Business Month.
That and what else?
The brawl in Alabama.
The one, the anniversary of the brawl in Alabama.
No, what is August designated as?
Michael Jackson's birth month.
That, but something else closer to y'all.
August.
Oh, Nat Turner.
That too, but there's something else.
Just tell us. I don't know.
It's Hip Hop Month.
Oh. Is it?
I thought Hip Hop Month was June.
No, that's Caribbean Heritage Month.
June got a whole bunch of stuff going on in it now.
Oh, it's Black Music Month in June, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nasty work. Tatiana Ali. I can't watch Fresh Prince.
Oh, I watched that short. I watched that.
Yeah, I watched it too.
That was nasty work.
Yeah, it was.
Bruh, let me tell you something. The comments were worse. In the live chat, they were going in.
It's good.
I didn't watch it, but I could tell by the screenshot it wasn't good.
Oh, did you see, Torian? Did you see the one that I put up on X?
Nah.
Guess who they said that is the reason why Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton and Kamami is able to be in politics?
I can't say it. Go ahead.
I don't know.
We're gonna play it, huh?
Was it Shirley Chisholm?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I heard that BS. Black Alpha spoke on that yesterday.
Mm-hmm. I told him about it in his X space, so he might have went to go get it. Bruh.
Knock on doors, but still be careful, and start from within your family. Encourage people within the family, especially West Indian, the elderly people. They don't like to go and vote. And my dad passed away 2 years ago, and my dad never became a U.S. citizen. Okay, thank God my mom did, and she votes. And not all the time how I would like her to vote, but she votes. And I know that I'm going to make sure this time she votes. I'm sure she knows how to vote this time around. Lastly, we cannot have this call without paying homage to that Caribbean American woman that made it possible for not just Vice President Harris, but for Barack Obama, for Hillary Clinton, for so many Black men and women on a whole of any stripe to run for office. And let me clear one thing up. Hillary Clinton was not the first woman to run for president.
Well, no shit.
On the Democratic ticket. The Honorable Shirley Chisholm was the first woman, the first woman to run, and the first Black woman also on a major ticket, and I'm sorry, on the Democratic ticket. The first woman was actually in the 60s, and it was a white lady. I think her last name was Chase. But let us get that straight for right now, since we're on this Caribbean American call. No matter what you hear on TV, Shirley Chisholm is why we're here now, and that respect needs to be given to her whenever anyone is.
Do you see that comment on the screen? This is why I say we cooked.
This is the one that says Shirley Chisholm, Brooklyn, and Caribbean descent.
I'm done.
Brooklyn and Caribbean
descent. What does that mean?
Brooklyn native. What the hell are you talking about? I don't
what
know.
Brooklyn native? She's not a native.
I don't know.
She was born in the Caribbean and she came up here.
Yeah, she came to New York, but she's
of Caribbean descent.
Yeah, but why would you write Brooklyn and Caribbean descent?
But they kind of left out the part where she did say, Shirley Chisholm did say that, a woman's gonna be president, but she said it wasn't gonna be a person of color, Kamala. But yeah, that was she also said in a clip, but they didn't play that though.
But this is how they think.
Brooklyn and Caribbean descent.
I've never, bruh.
When she wasn't even born in Brooklyn.
Wasn't even born in Brooklyn.
Now, did she have any children?
Yeah.
Okay, so her children would be first generation born.
I think she was in. No, I think she had one. Let me see.
Okay.
Let me see. I think she had one in Brooklyn. I think the rest she had when she became a senator. Let me see.
She died in what, 05, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
She died right on New Year's Day.
Damn.
Oh, so she was born in Brooklyn.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that. Okay, we learned something new.
So she's first generation born then.
Yeah. A Barbadian American. Okay. I did not know that. All right. Where's it?
She's closer to KG. She's closer to you than you thought.
Shit. Well, Barbados? Nah. That's Rihanna people.
I'm talking about as far as the Caribbean.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Damn, she went all the way up to Buffalo after she retired. That's crazy. That's a lot. Buffalo. Okay. Well, bless her. That's all I'm gonna say. I ain't gonna go in on her because there's some things that she's said before that I don't agree with, but we're gonna be quiet. That's not what the show is. The show today is about these two fools. Candace Owens, I give you permission to say the F word as every one of us else does. And you should go to the gay section. Huh? She should say it too. She should go to the gay sector of St. Louis.
She already said it.
No, but she needs to go outside and say it. She's saying it in
Does she actually think she's gonna win? She's gonna lose.
I don't know.
Right?
No.
Not on Tuesday. Bro, Tuesday we gonna have fun.
Oh, it's on Tuesday.
It's on Tuesday. We gonna have fun.
Ooh.
We gonna have fun because I will be streaming that. Them returns. We're going to have fun. Because there's no way.
What time is it?
They're an hour behind, so I figure they're probably going to be closed. Probably like, I think they close at 8 in Missouri.
So it'll be 9 your time.
Right.
All right.
So the Central Time.
Yes. Let's see. Let's just make sure. 6 a.m. remain open until 7. So it closes 8 p.m. my time.
Okay.
Yeah, so our time
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to see her lose.
God no,
bruh.
She should have a grand opening, grand closing. And to Valentina, please do not ever wear any type of clothing that shows your legs.
Yeah. Will she be blaming the F words for her losing?
You know, if she loses, she's gonna get back on her little platform and talk and try to enunciate her words to try to hide that accent. She can't hide that damn accent if she tried.
Fact.
With
them
the
white
music
boys
playing in
gonna
the
put her in
background.
a space. Like, listen, we don't talk to failed politicians.
No, that was so funny when she did get cooked in that space one time. He told her to get it back in the kitchen.
That shit had me rolling. Oh yeah, that's right. Remember, she said if you don't vote for her, then you ain't black.
Yeah, okay. St. Louis ain't coming outside for you or Kansas City, so you might be in trouble.
And then she tried to call Juneteenth ghetto. How many times have we heard that?
She's burning.
And then she was wrong about the whole thing. You know, the most recent thing, because that Algerian boxer, because they ran with the thing saying that they were all T, but turns out this person just has high testosterone levels, and they're actually a biologically born woman.
And they all look so stupid right now.
They all trying to backtrack.
Because even the Italian boxer came out and said that she was wrong about it. And then they're going to try to say, oh, they forced her to say it. No, that's because that's what it was. They actually pulled up a picture of her when she was a little girl.
Right. And then you saw how she came out with that statement saying that she quit and she was sorry for not shaking her hand.
Yeah, after 46 seconds. So you basically let yourself down, your coach down, and your country down. You literally became the shame of a nation.
Yep.
And the laughing stock.
Nasty work. Let's see, what is this?
And so did the conservatives, because they were the ones leading the charge.
Bureau reporter Emily Manley breaks down how Amendment 1 will play out if approved.
It's a problem for families and businesses, a lack of childcare providers, causing employees to leave the workforce voluntarily. Of the state's 114 counties, 94 of them are in a childcare desert.
Damn.
The hope is this will be an incentive to open more facilities and give some relief to already existing providers.
Where we need to fight for kids, fight for families that are really struggling in the state of Missouri, and this is one really simple way to do that.
It's a way for lawmakers to know where Missouri voters stand on the child care crisis.
The number one reason people don't go to work is because of adequate child care. We don't have it in the state of Missouri.
Amendment 1 asks if the state constitution should be amended to allow places where individuals, corporations, organizations, and associations provide child care outside of the child's home to be exempt from property tax.
I think we have a child care crisis in the state of Missouri that requires us to do some things that would incentivize child care facilities. And this is like the easiest way to do it without subsidies.
Senator Travis Fitzwater, a Republican from mid-Missouri, sponsored the legislation passed last year. But even if approved on Tuesday, there's still another step to take.
We still have to have a statutory change, which we haven't done yet, because we'd really like to see if Missourians are supportive of this measure.
Meaning a yes vote on Amendment 1 would allow the General Assembly to come back next year and approve the property tax exemption. Earlier this year, the governor asked lawmakers to pass tax credits to help the industry, but the bipartisan legislation fell short.
Our revenues are up. You know this is number one priority. We've got the funding. Let's do what we can to help the people of this state.
The financial impact of the potential lost taxes to local government is still unknown, which is why the business community hasn't officially taken a position on the ballot question.
We need to think about kind of an all of the above approach to addressing our childcare crisis. And one important facet of that is how do we incent more childcare providers to enter the market?
There were 24 House Republicans who voted against putting the question up to voters. House Budget Chairman Cody Smith said he opposed the legislation because he doesn't believe the government should be picking winners and losers. He did acknowledge that the state does have a shortage of childcare providers, but instead would like to see wide-ranging property tax reform. Reporting from Missouri Capitol Bureau, I'm Emily Manley.
Okay. That's for anybody that's from Missouri. Anyway, y'all, I gotta go cook. So this was enlightening. Hopefully you learned something. If you did, I done my job. If not, I'll try to be better next time. Just remember, them two fools that we reacted to, they are nothing. They want to be forever victims.
All right, gentlemen, y'all have a blessed day.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Torian,
ma'am.
if you can, you can put your link in the chat for the PPP.
Okay, cool.
Cool. And I'm going to go grill chicken before I go to my doctor's appointment. So y'all take care, stay safe, and you know what to do when the agents of chaos come to mess up your existence.
Wait around. Yep. Start, yeet, and get out.
Time's up. But did we have a good time here? Hello?
At the end of the day gotta end.
Get your money up, not your funny up. Big fucking move.
That's it.